What's good, everybody? My name is Ryan Turford, welcoming you back for another day of World of Warcraft. This is day 3 of World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth, and we are back to sort of pick up where we left off yesterday. So, currently we are in Drustvar, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to finish up basically the last set of missions in this area before we sort of move on to the next one. So we're level 114 at the moment. Again, I've only been playing this character on stream, so I haven't actually played this character at all in any capacity outside of this at this point, because I wanted to get as much of this character as possible on the stream, just so y'all can see the full progress if you've been following every single day. Of course, if you're watching the VODs at home, that's awesome. Basically, again, you can track this character's entire journey and to see how long it takes to level in this expansion, which seems to be going at least a little bit faster than a lot of other previous expansions, especially with the addition of War Mode. I think really helps that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go invade this manor, and then after that what we're going to do is we're probably going to continue the war campaign. The war campaign, of course, is like the big overall campaign, the story campaign, having us sort of land in different areas of Zandalar, essentially, is what we're going to do. So we're just going to kill some of these dudes. Now, as far as I'm aware, I believe that this is actually where the dungeon is. The dungeon for this area is, essentially. So, basically, I think as we sort of clean up a lot of these quests in here, that will sort of lead us to it. So basically, the story of this manor, in case you haven't been following along the last couple days, is basically there is this woman, Lady Witchcrest or Waynecrest. Anyways, doesn't matter. Her mom basically plotted with a bunch of assassins to murder her fiance, essentially. They were getting married, and at the wedding, basically, they were attacked by a bunch of assassins and basically murdered her fiance, and then the mother kidnapped the father, essentially, and we haven't seen the father since. I'm guessing, again, we suspect the father is somewhere within the manor, but we don't exactly know how that works. Of course, we just pop out of stealth. Again, I'm playing an assassination rogue. Again, I don't really love any of the rogue specs at the moment, at least for leveling, unfortunately. I think I'm having the most fun with assassination, which is why I'm sort of sticking with it. Especially because we can sort of burst a lot of this down. But I've talked about it over the last couple days. I think that rogues have the issue of their abilities outclass their rate of resource generation at the moment, which leads to a lot of times where you're just sitting there basically waiting for energy to replenish, essentially, which is not usually what you want from this game. Especially because I prefer something like like the modern Fury Warrior that mostly relies on haste, that even when your haste cap is actually pretty low while you're leveling, it still feels like a really fast spec. Like, I really like the way that they've retooled Fury. It feels really solid. Like, it almost feels like when I play this spec, might as well be playing Enhancement Shaman, which is my usual go-to spec, actually. One thing I didn't notice, though, is that after all my whining yesterday, we finally made it so that you can actually finally get rested experience in the capital city now, if outside the inn. So you can pretty much go anywhere there now and actually get rested experience. I don't have to just teleport back to Stormwind now if I want to accumulate some of this, because we're getting a couple bars of rested experience, which is really going to help increase the pace of our leveling. But it was really annoying to have to go back and forth every day, essentially. Although it did make an excuse for actually keeping my Dalaran Hearthstone on my bars, essentially. Although, again, I still don't know why I have my Warlords of Draenor Garrison Hearthstone on my bar, because we haven't used that in like 2 expansions. Like, once you got flying there's literal no reason to go back there. Unless you want like 1 or 2 pieces of transmog, I guess. So we've got this cool gun that we've had through most of the zone called the Witch Rend. It basically does extra damage against these enemies. It also puts sort of a damage debuff on them as well. So basically all of our enemies, all of our abilities sort of deal extra damage to them, which is pretty cool. You sort of have it throughout like most of this like later half of the quest line. It's pretty cool. Also, again, the buildings with the anglers, like statues attached to them, like still look really creepy. Do you want to grab that node there in a bit? Because the professions I've got on this character, I don't have them on my bars at the moment, but are mining and engineering. This character is an engineer as well. We got our helicopter. So enough about World of Warcraft. While we sort of clean up a lot of these mobs, I'm going to tell you about what came in the mail today, because I got some cool stuff in the mail today. As many people know, I'm a big retro gamer, so I actually got some sweet retro games in the mail today from eBay sellers. We got TMNT3, the Manhattan Project, one of my favorite games on the NES as a kid. I played it for the very first time today as an adult, and it's just about as good as I remember it. It's, believe it or not, out of the 3 Turtles NES games, it's probably the one that holds up the best. Just because it's not based off the arcade game, so it doesn't have it doesn't have as many cheap kills on it, and it's a little more forgiving with the lives, unlike TMNT, the arcade game. And then TMNT 1, like it doesn't have a damn level in it. That already makes it better than that game in particular. I also got the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition in the mail today as well for the GameCube, which basically includes Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time, which is really cool. So I'm excited to play those on my GameCube, because I'll be testing the GCHD HDMI adapter for my GameCube this week. So hopefully we'll have a review up on game-muse.com next week about that. So again, this scroll here, so the gun changed to this. So basically it fires a random witchcraft spell at a target. We used this yesterday, and like, the spell didn't do a ton of damage, but it's still cool that we've got something that varies that up a bit. So yeah, we got those. I didn't actually have an N64 expansion pack, so I actually ordered one of those today. And then what's cool is so today, first of all, I actually really like the YouTube channel Reres, as probably a lot of people out there do as well. And they just posted a review of the Arcade 1-Up, the arcade machines that are like three quarters of the size of an actual arcade machine. And they basically did a review of the Street Fighter version, although there's all kinds of different arcade machines. There's like an Asteroids one, as well as some other ones. The one I'm really excited about, there's a Capcom one that has Ghosts and Goblins, as well as Strider, and some other games. I mean, I've always really one of my dreams is to actually own a real arcade machine. Like the Turtles arcade machine, for example, is probably like my dream. That's my dream arcade machine. That's the one I really want. But I actually, again, saw the review. It looked awesome. I was worried that they were a little too big for my apartment, but from what I can tell, and I actually looked into this a bit, it looks like it'll actually fit in my place. So I'm actually really thinking about getting one of those. I saw pre-orders went up on Walmart Canada, actually, because they didn't have a Canadian distributor for them yet. They're mostly sold by GameStop in the States, but since we don't have GameStop here, we have EB Games. EB Games doesn't have them up yet, but Walmart Canada does, and they have all of them except for the one I really want. So I'm sort of waiting for that to come around. But I also saw that, again, the Street Fighter cabinet that they reviewed also looked really awesome, especially because I also have a soft spot for Street Fighter 2. So I'm actually thinking about getting that cabinet as well. Because number one, like, who doesn't want to own 2 arcade machines in their apartment? But number 2, even if we don't get the Capcom one here, the Street Fighter one, first of all, also a Capcom cabinet, but it's, like, the Street Fighter one's also really cool. So that's something I would love to have in my house. It comes with 3 versions of Street Fighter 2. It comes with the Championship Edition, which is basically the version that has Balrog and Vega and Sagat and Bison. But then you've also got the new challengers, so the version with Cammy and DJ and T-Hawk and Fei Long. And then there's the turbo version of that version, which included the first, like, super moves, like the hyper combos, essentially. So I'm actually really thinking about doing that. I've been hovering over the page all day, and I've been really thinking about getting one again. Like, they go up for pre-order now, and I think that they release September 22nd, I think. Sometime in September, like late September, the week of the 20th. Especially because I've got some money saved up, because when we first saw the announcement of them, I was already really excited, so I started putting some money away in anticipation of them eventually coming here. I think they're $500 Canadian, but again, it's basically like a real life arcade cabinet that's just a little bit smaller than a real life arcade cabinet. So, considering what those are usually in the thousands upon thousands of dollars and are incredibly heavy and large to have in a apartment, like I would never buy like an actual full arcade cabinet like that unless I owned a house, which, you know, I live in Toronto. No one owns a house here. Well, people do, but I'm not one of those people. All right, so quick update. We're getting more of this wriggling goop, my favorite item in the whole wide world. I'm so glad that this game continues to give us wriggling goop. Like, it's like blood, but it's wriggling, and it's kind of, it's goopy, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird. So we're literally just running around in a circle looking for one more of these journals, and then we can turn in all our quests. I'm guessing something is going on with those guys there. All right. Oh, there's one there. All right. Let's knock this one out. And we can just vanish, luckily. So we don't have to fucking deal with those witches. All right, so we'll run all the way back. So it looks like we're near the end of the zone, which is good, because this means that we'll actually be able to do like a dungeon for the first time. I'm actually really excited because, again, I haven't actually done any of the dungeons in BFA yet. I have been experimenting with other characters, though, when I've had time. Because, again, this is like my stream character. This is the character we're leveling exclusively on stream and nowhere else. But then I do have a shaman that I just started to level late last night on the Horde side, because I always like to see both sides of the story. And it was really cool actually getting to see the Battle of Lordaeron from the Horde side, because I hadn't actually seen how that played out at all. Like, it's really cool to see how, sort of everything that happens with Sarafang at the beginning. And of course, there's her mother, who's crazy. And we finally found the father. They turned him into something, all right.
What have you done to him?
Be appreciative, girl. Father alive and well, but he will soon be Lord of all Colteras. Come join us, child.
Keep away from her, you heartless witch!
Why, Marshal, that's no way to talk to a lady. I shall teach you some manners.
Jesus. She's like turning into a ghost or something.
Now, Marshal, you dear, and bring Lucille to my quarters after you dispose of these pests. Come on.
Not the Marshal!
As you wish,
All right, looks like we're fighting the Marshal. The Marshal, of course, is the person who sort of started this whole quest line. Basically, like, it helped us sort of retake the town and the surrounding area outside the estate, and now we've got to murder him. Although he seems very easy. He's just like, here's a giant frontal cone. Give me a few seconds to cast it. Oh, shit, you just ran around me.
this is not right!
Although, again, since he's like an ethereal spirit, so he can get affected by poison, I guess.
Dearest Lucy, I have failed.
God, we didn't even have to use Witch Rend on him.
I'm sorry.
And he's dead.
No, Marshal. No. Mother, what have you done?
She's real angry now.
Drustvar stands firm.
Oh, so we got more Azerite pieces of gear. So is this finally the point? I mean, with the, let's see. So I'm level 114, and this is going to stop at the next level. And there's no reason for me to get another tunic, so I guess we'll get the shoulders. We can finally put our Legion Legendary to rest anyways. I think I still have the ring in my backpack, though, so I can maybe go get that back, I guess. And there we go. So Waycrest Manor, the Fallen Mother. So that is the dungeon quest, it looks like. Holy crap, 600 Azerite. That's actually really awesome. Usually you get them in chunks of like 50 to 100. So getting a giant chunk like 600 like that, that's going to be a huge power boost. Plus 112,000 experience just for doing that. So yes, we are going to accept that. So
Inquisitors,
there we go.
the
Now let's
final
see.
battle is upon you. May the winds be at your back.
Whoop.
Aye, ma'am. We'll put the coven in the ground.
So let's see what artifact traits we got on these shoulders.
Inquisitors, on me! Glory to House Waycrest!
Okay.
I will join you inside, Inquisitor.
So we got Bladeborn Infusion. Your
I
spells
may
and
not be
abilities
of
have a
much
chance to
use
draw
in
on a
combat,
wandering soul
but
from
my
throws
mother must be
to serve you
brought
for
to
14
justice,
seconds.
and
The
I
soul
must be
increases
there
your
to
critical
see
strike
through.
by 512. So
For my father,
I'm guessing the
and
wandering
the
soul
trust
hangs
fund.
out and gives me extra critical strike, but then maybe even helps out in battle. Versus Fan of Blades, Fan of Knives, radius is increased by 15 yards, and damage is increased by 90 if it hits at least 3 targets. So that'll probably actually help us more in dungeons, less so in the world, just because there's not too many opportunities for us to get more than 3 enemies together, but I still think that's probably what we're going to go with. Although, again, the subtlety one is actually pretty cool here. So Nightblade increases the damage of your next eviscerate by 8 seconds. And, of course, since you're on subtlety, you're sort of going back and forth between the two finishers. That certainly helps. So we've seen some of these before. So we've got Vampiric Speed. When an enemy you harm dies, you heal, blanket him out, and then you gain extra speed. Versus Gemhide. When dealt damage greater than 10% of your maximum health, gain 66 avoidance and 90 armor. So we're not really... Because we're a rogue, we already have a lot of tools to get us out of combat and get us sticky situations like that. It's probably not going to come up too much. Plus, we already have Cheat Death as a talent. So unless we're going to change that, like, there's no reason to have this and that. So I think our better option actually is just Vampiric Speed, because that sort of gives us a little bit of health as we kill enemies in the open world. Plus, it kind of goes with Fan of Blades, too, because, like, if we kill a bunch of little enemies, we're just gaining a ton of speed, a ton of health from killing each one. So, yeah, that kind of works. So, there we go. So, there's the dungeon up there. That's pretty cool. I like the look of that manor. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Haunted Mansion, like the Disney's The Haunted Mansion from Disney World. So, yeah. So, here's what we're going to do. Let's jump into Dungeon Queue. Now, from what I've heard, the dungeon queues are quite long. Now, it says average wait time 1 minute. I don't buy that for a fucking second, Blizzard. I just don't. So what we're going to do, we're going to sort of head back. I guess it's probably quicker for us to go to the Swine's Larder and then fly from there to basically back to the main city, rather than taking the Dalaran Hearthstone, then the Stormwind, then the main city. So yeah, we'll just use the flight path.
Mainland, eh? Even
And time to go home. So basically what we're going to do now is, number one, we have to choose the next area to go to, because we haven't done that yet. Now that we've basically done everything in this area, we've already got all the chapters done. Literally, this is the only remaining quest in this area. This one here is actually from this area. So it's not actually something we need to worry about at the minute. So we can sort of choose now where we want to go. Or if we want to go to Tiergard Sound, which is sort of this... holy crap, that was actually pretty quick. Or if we want to go to Stormsong Valley. So yeah, let's do this. So I haven't looked up the dungeon guide for this. I'm sure it'll be okay since it's a normal dungeon. But we'll look at, like, each boss as we get to them, essentially. This kind of reminds me of Hakake Manor from Final Fantasy XIV. Just the look of it.
Dare call me daughter, witch.
I'm out of breath.
Such insolence!
We'll just get a fan of knives, these guys.
In the meantime, I leave you in the
Again, if we're gonna do a lot of cleave, like we're like outlaws, probably switching to outlaws probably better, but we don't really have very good equipment as outlaw at the moment. So we should either stick here or switch to subtlety. Essentially, those are basically our two
Heroes,
options.
your strength is needed. We must see this evil brought to an end.
We'll investigate the grounds while
But
you
we're doing
dispatch
good
the
damage so
servants.
far, anyways.
Good hunting.
Like we're number 2. That's pretty good, especially because we just got here. Also, we got 2 rogues. I have a rival who's also assassination. That just means we're gonna do hella damage against single targets in this dungeon. Also, everyone's just like, where the fuck are we supposed to go? Is it this way? Is it maybe downstairs? Like, obviously no one here has looked at the dungeon guide or sort of watched a video of this dungeon, because no one knows where the fuck they're going. I love it. So good. Let's let them pull everything first. All right, there we go. We're just gonna fanatize these guys. Then we're just gonna tag a bleed on each one of them as we go along. That should just skyrocket our damage from the looks of it. And oh my god, we're gonna die soon. Let's pop a potion. Now, what happened to our Witchbane? Why didn't we just bring all of our Witchbanes with us so we could just kill these witches super quick? Like, it just lost its power as soon as we came into this spooky mansion? Is that how this works?
Too far away.
Oh, come on. I shadow stepped a stupid stupid grub.
I need to target something first.
Ooh, that rogue is 4 levels higher than us. Just so many pig guys, as if, you know, we didn't get enough of killing the pig guys outside of this dungeon. We're now killing a whole bunch of pig guys in this dungeon, including what looks like a giant pig boss. Oh no, we're silenced. Whatever will we do? Bleed on him. Stab, stab, stab. So we're gonna vanish. That way we can get our increased 100% guaranteed crit off. This guy's just sitting in a pile of his own filth. Yeah, so he's the 3rd boss on the chart. So I wonder if you can go do this in a bunch of different orders, or if it's just random what order you fight everyone in. Oh, I don't want to die. It's weird that it would have, like, all these guys here that would be really easy to pull along with the boss, though. Like, it doesn't look like it's too easy to get through this entire area without pulling the boss and killing these guys. Apparently we can't get behind him. Let's pop Vendetta. Again, this is where we as Assassination Rogues actually sort of pull ahead on single target. Also, thanks DBM for telling me bad is under me and to move. I'm a big fan of that.
Go on. Fine, Lady Warcraft. Settle the score.
All right, now where do we go? Jesus Christ, this place is like one big fucking maze. So again, we just got more pigs. That's just the general theme in this area. I wonder if this means that there's going to be like a crow area where like there's all kinds of crow guys. Just like the crow zombies we fought earlier. I have a bad feeling about this. I feel like we probably pulled way too many guys. Also, once again, these guys are like basically made out of trees and guts and barley. Like, is poison really gonna hurt them? Like, can you poison a tree, or can you like make a tree bleed? Is that a thing? These are questions I need answers to, and the burning questions I've been asking all expansion. Can a tree bleed?
I'm out of red.
Or get poisoned? Vanish. Okay, maybe getting that survival talent might have actually been a pretty good idea. We seem to be just either standing in stuff or taking an absurd amount of damage, even though I don't really think we're standing in too much stuff. Like, we get out of stuff pretty quickly.
I must get closer.
This is like basically like the gamut of enemies we fought throughout this area. We got the Wicker Man. Oh, this dude's on fire.
I'm out of red.
I'm guessing that's the mechanic, is like we've got all these fires around, so I'm guessing the tank should be pulling him through the fires. Oh, let's get him. Again, we're out of resources, so we're literally just sitting there, just bashing away at him.
The thorns seek your soul.
Let's just get rid of the thorns. We can kill him quicker. And there we go. I'm a big fan of just getting just a ton of Azerite from killing these enemies, just like in increments of 15 at a time. And what item level is this stuff? 266. Damn, that's actually pretty good. That's a lot better than a lot of other stuff. Although I guess it scales to your level, so I can't actually be too excited about that. Again, that Fan of Knives ability is really coming in handy. Like, we're just not generating enough energy to use it a ton of times, but it's certainly helping out our damage for sure. At least with mobs of 3. and demolished. All right. So I'm guessing now we're going to go down here, and then once we kill these bosses, I'm guessing we'll be able to go upstairs and choose which way we go before we kill the final boss. That's cool. Again, I like how it gives you a little bit of choice as to how you want to do the dungeon, or what bosses you want to kill first, essentially. Again, we could probably even lost these guys around the corners there, so that we could sort of group them together. Alright, I'm guessing this is the next set of bosses.
Screams from your flesh.
You belong to me now.
Oh, looks like I'm evil. Sorry, friends. Oh, that totally screws up my plan. I was gonna get a perfect like critical rupture on that far one using stealth and my legendary, but it totally screwed it up. That mind control. I'm guessing I want to get away from people. There we go.
To me, sister. The more you struggle, the more you bleed.
It's me, the iris, you fool. Only I can focus its power.
So I'm guessing we're just random, like just switching targets like this. One's dead.
I require a target.
I guess this is just the game's way of not having us just focus one person down.
I need to target some.
Ooh, chess piece. Oh, it's just mail, and I mean, I don't know if we would really want that anyways. That's basically just free mats, I guess.
I will ensure these rooms are clear.
Oh, dear. It seems you have slaughtered my entire household.
The carnage is dripping through the floorboards.
Why not join me in the basement and marvel at death?
Ooh, we're going to the basement. So I guess we're not going upstairs. Oh man, we don't get too many dungeons where we get to go through the kitchen and just slaughter an entire pack of kitchen staff, like Shadowfang Keep. That's like the one that comes to mind, where it's like you got to kill all the ghostly chefs in it. Our rupture is just slowly ticking down on these guys. And now we're just in Venom. And we'll just top the charts, as usual.
I do not have a target.
Ooh, more stuff for shamans or paladins. Awesome.
Interlopers.
I like how a lot of, like, all these witch characters, even though they're, like, the same character model, they at least have their own names. Like, at least they've got, like, a little bit of identity to them. I was playing, speaking of the Horde side, I was playing in an area in Zoldarak, and there was this area where there's these whole bunch of skeletons, and each one of the skeletons has his own name, which is really cool, too. Like, there's, like, 50 skeletons in that area, and they all have their own name and, like, unique attacks and stuff. That was really cool. I'm glad that they at least started to branch out with some of that stuff. And like same with the witches here, like each one of them is uniquely named. They have a little bit of color variation, although again, they mostly all use the same model, but
I do not have a target.
Alright. Time to go to the basement. This is a long-ass set of stairs.
My mother had a cruel streak, but I never imagined she was capable of this.
Power is ancient.
All that matters now is bringing her in.
You're right. Yet how will I regain people's trust when they learn of the horrors my family has committed?
And I really like that they sort of took the story I was already sort of enjoying outside the dungeon and then brought it into the dungeon and sort of made it sort of revolve around that. I think that's actually really cool. Again, picking up a lot of notes from Final Fantasy XIV, which is something I really like about that game too.
Once this is
Like all the dungeons have like a
we should
purpose in
discuss
that
a
game
position as my new
that sort of
house.
further the story along with it. Well, that was a dumb move. Alright, so is it gonna let us
Husband,
beyond this barrier?
please attend to our guests.
3, 2, 1.
Is that bad? We got a countdown for something.
Beware.
I'm guessing we're dodging something.
3, 2, 1.
I will never let him go.
Gotta get away from everyone.
3, 2, 1.
Here she comes. She's like, she has like no health. I guess like all the health that she was giving him, like we were sort of chipping away at hers.
3,
That's cool. So like the more damage we do to him during that window is the less health she has. Or maybe she just comes down at a specific amount. Again, I haven't looked at the dungeon journal, so I don't know how that works. Ooh, 238 band. Alright. Let's just get rid of that one.
At long last, the
I wonder what the
nightmare is
music
over.
box is. I wonder what slot that is. Like maybe it's a trinket?
Foolish child. You lack vision.
I guess they're just gonna evade.
Death
keep
is an
going.
inevitable force that stalks you at every turn.
How is this possible? My ancestors defeated you.
Gorak Toll just hangs out in their basement. We ran into him earlier. We know he's around.
Wiped out my people.
This isn't a surprise.
Could not destroy me. For countless years, I waited to enact my vengeance. Until, at long last, your mother provided me the means.
And he gonna die.
Consumes all!
Set them ablaze before the Trust King resurrection.
I'm out of range.
Throw a bunch of poison on him.
Set them ablaze before the Trust King resurrection.
We cannot allow Gorak to
Beware.
Now the real question is, how the hell do we set them aflame? We'll have to look that up
Every
later.
horror in the manor is making its way to us. Sterntide and I will hold them here. You have to finish this. Too far away.
Set them aflame before the Trust King resurrection.
I mean, at this point, it's almost faster just for us to kill him.
The Trust King resurrection.
Because the tank can probably just tank all of this damage.
I require
And there we go. He's down. We finished our first normal dungeon. All right. Ooh, this rewards Azerite gear. That's pretty cool.
A vessel. I await you in the blighted lands.
Oh, so he's not actually dead. This was just his like clone of him.
Has been banished.
Excellent.
See? There is nothing a strong arm and a sharp steel can't fix.
And there we go. So
Thank
we'll
you,
go back and sort of
heroes.
claim our
You've
reward.
broken the coven and released us from
So I
Gorath's
wonder how
immense
good
power. We are in your debt.
I wonder how good dungeon experience is going to be if we just sat there and just ran through dungeons, if the queue was that quick. Let's see. So you get about as much as we just got from that one. At least it looks a little bit faster than Legion was, where like leveling through dungeons in Legions was a terrible idea because you didn't get that much experience other than the big quests for each dungeon. Well, that's the thing. I was secretly hoping that in the dungeon there'd be a quest person we could return this to rather than coming all the way back here. But since we're coming all the way here anyways, we may as well get we may as well choose our next foothold first before going back. And we can sort of set our Hearthstone to be back here if we want as well. Oh, it is up there. Alright, so we'll make our Hearthstone here.
Travel safely now.
Alright, so now it's time to go pick a new zone. Now I'm thinking that we'll probably go to Tierguard Sound next. Although that, well, I kind of don't want to do that one. I think that might be the last one we do, actually. So it's a tough choice. Let's read over it. Okay. So we got Stormsong Valley. The Kultiran fleet has been lost at sea. The Tide Sages of Stormsong, with their mystical oceanic magic, apparently that's a school of magic now, oceanic magic, will be our only way to locate the fleet of legend. So that's how we're going to get our big fleet to combat the Zandalari fleet that the Horde has. Or, Tierguard Sound, we must convince Catherine Proudmoore to pledge Kultiras to the Alliance. Flynn believes that the Ashenvale Trading Company's new gunpowder is our best lead. So basically, this would sort of have the Kultirans join the Alliance eventually, which we do know that they join as an allied race at some point. I mean, we're going to have to do both these eventually anyways. So you know what? This end sounds cooler. So we're going to go to Stormsong Valley next.
Will prevail. Kultiras.
Ooh, we can charter a ferry.
Kultiras.
Yeah, I haven't been having a fun time with the stupid ferry system they have in this game.
I'll be fine, Cyrus. I can protect myself. Besides, I have the Alliance emissary by my side.
I don't know if you want to rely on me that much, lady.
Normally, I'd offer you a ride on Galeheart, but the Tide Sages only allow visitors by boat. Most people here look to the sea for guidance, the same way others look to the light. But the Tide Sages, they've got a much deeper...
This is so... But going back to Kultiras now after Zandalar is so weird because Zandalar has like none of these none of these boat systems at all. Or at least if they do, I just haven't been in an area where they've had them. It's really just relying on Flight Masters, whereas this area relies a lot on the little dock areas and in combination with the Flight Masters, which is just an interesting way of designing each zone. So that's pretty cool. I like that there's very stark differences between the two. So then that way, when you level a Horde character versus an Alliance character, they still feel pretty different. So overall, I'm just looking at our overall numbers. We did well in that dungeon, actually. Like even compared to another assassination rogue at a higher higher level in general. Although that's probably tending to happen because of the way that the game scales. But I just thought that was really interesting and kind of cool. It just means that we're doing pretty good so far. So if we do this, like even on that boss, we were about the same I pulled slightly ahead, but we were like pretty much neck and neck DPS wise, anyways, which is cool. It just means I'm not totally rusty playing this this class in this spec yet. Yes, I have my very, very fancy Tim Hortons travel mug. I just like to use it because it's really big, as opposed to my normal mugs. Of course, I'm just checking Twitter while we wait. I'm kind of out of stories today, unfortunately. I don't really have any good like stories of things that happen outside WoW today. Again, other than getting like talking about arcade machines and stuff, which I always love talking about as well, or just retro video games. Tomorrow, I think I'm actually going to go take a trip before the stream, tomorrow's stream, anyways, to go look at retro video games because it's just what I do on my days off, anyways.
Greetings, Outlander.
Ooh, a ceremony.
Keep your sails trimmed.
Let's go assist in the ceremony,
Meet you by
everybody.
the statue on the hill.
Aram Waycrest, the first lord of Drostvar.
Hail, traveler.
I'm ready to assist you.
Prevails. We have all felt the sting of loss, but the fires of hope burn bright. Inquisitor Cleardawn, you exceeded our expectations.
I'm probably not supposed to stand on this
Displaying
side, but fuck it,
passion,
I'm standing on this side.
bravery, leadership, and cunning. But Drustvar has greater need of your services in a larger capacity.
Oh, we
What is your
also got
business
this
in
Pandan
Houseway?
mage hanging out too. And this demon hunter. Oh, I'm supposed to be presenting this to her.
Champion.
This is what happens when I like
name you
remove the
Marshal
UI
Hill,
so that I can get
and
more of a
appoint
cinematic
you
feel.
The head of the Waycrest Guard. Everett trained you well.
She's got really fancy armor. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, my lady. I won't let you down.
I'm still really excited to play as a Cultiran human at some point.
How can I help?
All right, so I'm guessing that this means that we've pledged, that House Waycrest has pledged themselves to assist the Alliance in convincing them basically to release Jaina, essentially.
Drustvar stands firm.
Perfect. And our Hearthstone's up, so we can just go back to town. One down, two to go. So let's see where we ended up reputation-wise. So about a third of the way through, a little over a third of the way through Honored, with the House of Burning Embers, or the Order of Embers, sorry. That's cool. So at least we kind of have an idea of, okay, that's where we're going to end up reputation-wise whenever we finish each of these zones. So that's a good thing to know going into it. It does mean it's going to be worthwhile to do all three to completion. Number one, for the Lore Master achievement for increased mount speed, but then also so we can get some of those, so we can get close to Exalted anyways. Also, I'm just like, how the fuck do I get back up there? Or where am I supposed to go? Is it on the other side, I guess? This whole city is a little bit more confusing than the Troll City. I'm a big fan of the Troll City, actually. Getting to actually get to see that yesterday. It's so much easier to navigate, I think, than this city, unfortunately. Oh, so it was in here all along. It looked like it was somewhere else.
I've always dreamed of adventure.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to continue the war campaign And yes, I know we probably shouldn't actually continue the war campaign yet, but I really want to. So that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to go to Zandalar and go to the next area there. So we went here to Vol'jun before, which is sort of the basically the dunes area. So now I think we're gonna go to Nesmir and then sort of work our way down here to Zuldazar, which is where the capital city is. The swamp of Nesmir is home to the notorious blood trolls. Captain Conrad has been dispatched to determine how we can use their hatred towards the Zandalari to our advantage. Reports from the jungle base have proven disconcerting at best. Obviously, it's going to be tough to use the blood trolls since they're all like crazy cannibals. They're probably not going to go along with any kind of plan, but we'll see.
By the might of the Alliance, our enemies see.
Ooh, we get to hang out with Bronzebeard. It's your boy. Wow. Apparently we're back in Vol'jun somehow? How did we get back? How did that just happen? I must have accidentally selected it by mistake, I guess.
Lord Admiral's favor, friend.
Alright, let's try this again and see if this actually works. Okay, let's go up here.
Inquiring minds just got to
Well
know.
met.
Okay, so apparently my add-on has that it's automatically telling me to go back here. So that's what ended up happening was we obviously want to select the other area, but our add-on just automatically told the person go to Vol'jun instead. So we can fix this. All right, we're going to have to go into add-ons, disable. Ooh, looks like we've got troops ready. How's our missions coming along? That's still 3 hours away. Okay, so it shouldn't auto-accept this time.
Hello.
There we go. So this is where we want to go. For some reason, the auto-selection was actually selecting Vol'jun.
See you around.
Because it's silly. Why would Azeroth Autopilot want us to go the optimal route when it can just tell us to go wherever? And now we can sort of turn autopilot back on. Since it does do some handy things like automatically preparing our gear, or auto-completing some quests, it's certainly handy for that. So. Also, there's apparently a boat, and it just went through our boat, and apparently John Rambo is on this boat, except he's not John Rambo, because, you know, copyright. So this is cool. This is like a cool like swamp area. This is more like that's that swamp area from Warlords of Draenor. That's at the very beginning. I don't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. This is also kind of reminds me of Swamp of Sorrows as well, but less like green, I guess, than Swamp of Sorrows. It's Silver Moon Harry. Apparently that's his name, and apparently Silver Moon is in quotations? Alright, here we go. Fort Victory. This is like a rundown fort. Like, this isn't a fancy fort. This is you could barely qualify this as a fort. It's just a pile of rubble, pretty much.
Lords of forgotten knowledge are within our grasp.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to take a bat from here. It's very much a horde move to take a bat to sort of fly around, since they love their bat riders. So it sounds like we're gonna fly to the Blood Troll base essentially, and we're gonna try and negotiate with them by providing sacrifices for them. That's sounds a bit sketchy. See, this is a spooky. Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's cool. That's like a cool like blood moon. That looks really cool. And now it just disappears. Apparently, it's only visible from that area. What's kind of cool? There's a lot of bats here, and we're flying down underground. And they live down here? This is weird. Alright. Let's talk to Braun. Spooky chanting in the next room can only mean one thing. Something's asking for an old whatever. Apparently he's going to drink a couple potions to get back on his feet. Take the blood witch, and I bet the magic will dissipate. Oh. Honoring the fallen. Recover 7 dog tags from Fort Victory soldiers. So they came here, and then they basically just got murdered, it looks like. That's fun. Yeah, blood trolls just, you know, just hanging out, eating dudes. Told you, they're crazy cannibals. I don't know why we're trying to make deals with them. Unless the deal is just, please don't eat us. There we go, we got all 7. So now let's go take out this blood witch. Bet you she's not really that scary. Does she have pockets? She has a tusk file.
I need to target something first.
What's that? It's a big bat. She was just eating this big bat. Or she was just casting some voodoo magic on it. That was causing some weird shit to happen down here.
Inquiring minds just got to know. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Thanks, Braun. Alright, so we're going to head on out, essentially. Let's just pick up a couple of these guys. And there's no, like, literal no reason to use Rupture on them. So again, if we weren't a rogue, we'd probably get roped into fighting at least one of these 2 bats. But luckily, we can just sneak around all this shit. Alright, so let's pull him. And her. And there we go. Oh, we managed to pull one of the bats anyways, but that's okay. It looks like they're like a minor enemy. They're even lower than normal enemies by the looks of it. Let's grab this Molite Seam first. Yeah, I don't know how Blizzard would actually go about tackling the blood trolls as a race. Like, because people are saying that they would love the blood trolls to be an allied race, but like, these are just crazy cannibals. Like, who would they, like, number one, would they really side with the Horde? Like, how would they even go, like, lore-wise, try and justify how that would even happen? But at number 2, would you really trust someone in your party that, you know, eats people? Like, really? Like, don't get me wrong, undead already are known to be cannibals as well with your racial, but still, it'd be really weird to have like a cannibal troll hanging out in your party. Just pop a health potion. sneak by all those bats. Oh, fucking Braun. Seriously?
I must get closer.
Yeah, let's just blink. Jesus, I wouldn't want to fall back down there. It looks real. Seriously, Braun? You're pulling all these dudes. We don't even need to fight them, and you're just pulling all of them. Alright, got some more ore. He's got, like, Braun's got really terrible stealth skills. He's not very good at stealthing. Huh. Well, there's level 120 enemies up here. Something tells me we're not supposed to go here yet. So let's go back down. Maybe we can find where those bats are. Oh, so they're way down there. Oh. Huh. So let's run through here. Maybe they're on that side? I guess we were just running up the side to kill all these guys, but we didn't really need to do anything else. And there we go. We just stole one of their bats. And the bat's like, sure, I'll just take you back to Fort Victory. Why not? Also, obviously, Braun's not on this bat, and there's no bat behind us. So, like, how's he getting home? Like, like somehow I feel like we're just going to land, and he'll just be there. And be like, how did you even get here? Ooh, we got the Terrace of Sorrows. It's like the Swamp of Sorrows. It's a reference. That's a reference, isn't the Swamp of Sorrows, but it's the Terrace of Sorrows instead. Man, if this actually counted us getting all the map stuff, we'd have like half the map by now. So in case, while we're riding the bat, in case y'all are wondering why we're going about doing the war campaign, number one, we want to get reputation for the 7th Legion, which we'll need eventually to unlock Dark Iron Dwarves, because that's one of my first goals once we get to the end game, is to unlock the Dark Iron Dwarves, because I like to level all the races, because I'm a crazy person. But number two, this will actually give us the world quests in this area if we go ahead, if we do all this stuff now. And we may as well do it while it still gives us experience, then have it kind of be like pulling teeth later if we don't have to anyways. Because I'd rather go do some of the story quests in the other zones at higher level instead of coming back to do this the war campaign stuff later. Even though it does sort of slow us down a bit. I still think like it's more enjoyable for me to do it this way. Apparently Harry's blood drains from his face. Yeah, something tells me if we didn't have stealth, we'd have to fight a whole bunch of guys all the way down here. We could just sneak past them. Also, something tells me we're not going the right way, but that's why this is an adventure. Ooh, can we make it across? Let's try going this way. There we go. Also, Braun's doing all kinds of teleporting. Again, how did he even get here? How did he not aggro all those people?
Travel safe.
So now we're going to kill a whole bunch of these trolls.
I require a target.
Oh, we got a Void Elf warrior. That's cool armor, actually. I kind of want that warrior, that armor for my warrior. That looks cool.
I do not have a target.
Like this guy was just nibbling on bones. Like, is that good? Like, do they taste good? I guess I don't know.
I'm out
Who
of
knows?
breath. I need to target something first.
That's still really cool transmog. I am certifiably impressed by that transmog. Also, I'm glad that this warrior is helping us out because Fury. I don't know if people have played Fury since they relaunched it. They changed the way Whirlwind works, where it does a little bit less damage now, but it basically doesn't cost any rage now. In fact, it's a rage generator. So when you've got a million enemies stacked like that, you can just do obscene amounts of damage, since you basically can just spin infinitely, essentially. And unless you talent into Bladestorm, and then you can spin even more, because you just like to spin. Because that's what warriors do. They like to spin around and do their thing.
I require a target.
Jesus, that's kind of creepy. That's like, it's like a tarantula bat, kind of. Yeah, that's like a tarantula bat. That's kind of creepy. Though to be fair, if I was playing a hunter, I would totally want to get one of those as a pet, just for the absurdity of the situation. All right, so we need 4 more offerings. But then we only need to kill 2 more people, so we should sort of try and find huts like this that don't have any people in them. Whew, that was close. I almost just jumped into those 3 beasts unstealthed. Alright, so now we've caught up a bit. Ooh, piece of candy. Again, just getting them all the mining nodes I see. That's basically just like free experience for us. Although I have to admit, these blood troll models look pretty cool. Like the as opposed to like the old Zul'Farrak ones.
I need to target something first.
They're not just basically the normal trolls, but like with like bloody hands. They have like their own unique model, which actually looks pretty cool. I'll admit that. I still don't know if I would want them as a race, though. It'd still feel really weird if they made them an allied race. Which is why I don't think Blizzard's going to go down that road. Alright, so we'll just sneak past all these stupid beasts. Again, if we were to rogue, we'd have to fight them all. And it seems like it'd be pretty annoying. We still haven't changed our shoulders out yet with our new Azerite ones yet, but still no reason to do that just yet.
You'll find me wherever the action is.
Alright, so it looks like we're going up here, I guess. Oh, I'm guessing it's up in that house. That's what's going on. We got a cool looking demon hunter. Let's just grab this node. Oh, there we go. We finally found Captain Conrad.
Can I help you?
When I arrived here in disguise, the blood trolls thought me some sort of messenger of their blood god. I seized the advantage and played into their primitive beliefs. I came here intending to open trade and learn how we can work with them against the Horde. What I discovered altogether is more compelling. I will show you. Alright, so let's learn what Captain Conrad found. That they're not totally crazy. They're powerful tools against the Zandalari trolls and their horde allies. There's much to understand about them yet. Their blood magic is more... It is more potent than you could possibly imagine. Oh, she's probably, like, becoming one of them or something. The methods the Nemasmi were off-putting at first, but I know them now. They're simple people. The desire for power, the yearning for the greater truth, the will of blood.
I'm
Yeah,
busy.
something tells me she's gone a little crazy. She's gonna probably just murder this guy. She just straight up murdered him. And yep. She totally went insane. She got either corrupted by the blood magic or, you know, something's up. Let's use evasion. Let's kill this one. That way we can get a little bit of health back. Alright, I guess we'll actually have to use Vendetta against her. She's got 144k health. Holy crap. Are we... The real question is, are we even meant to kill this person? Oh, I guess so. We got to eat some salty dog crackers because, once again, they're the best food I can find around here, and they're like dog crackers essentially. It's still really weird. All right, now it looks like we're just gonna run all the way back. It looks like, and of course, Bran just ran as fast as he could. But yeah, so something was sketchy about that, and we kind of figured out very quickly that she went a little cray-cray. May as well just mount up here, because even if we get knocked off, we'll still be okay to run. To be fair, I think the blood trolls are already probably doing a good enough job against the horde. We don't need their help. It's fine. We got this. Also, it feels just like the village is just really empty now that we're running away. It's like everyone just left, or either that or we still murder them and they're just very slowly coming back. There we go. We're heading back to Fort Victory. It's just like this giant piece of rubble they just call for it.
What are your orders? Inquiring minds just got to know.
There we go. So we got John J. Keshan to join us as a follower.
The answers are here.
Ooh, 250 Azerite.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
Okay, so now we've done everything we can here. So we're now going to head back, and we can now move to the new zone, the Storm Song area. Bad with names today, folks. I'm sorry. Ooh, and our new trooper shipment came in.
Your legend grows.
There we go. So we got even more artifact power. So let's see. So the next war campaign stuff is at level 116, it looks like. So we can come back then and do that. So let's check out our missions. Got this here now. We've got John, who's basically just Rambo. He's got the Rambo haircut. He's got the no shirt. He's got a cool bow. He's basically Rambo. I mean, we saw him on a turret gun. Let's see. We can do this one. Get some free gold. While we're at it. Party boss. Increase success chance by an additional 10%. Nah, we probably don't want to use them because they're almost down. So we'll just do that. Again, garrison missions were just so good in Legion for getting gold. I'm scared this time around the gold rewards aren't going to be as good, but it's one of the main reasons to actually level up your characters. At least I like the way that they're doing the garrison stuff or the mission table essentially in this expansion a little bit better, since the enemies were all like our followers are basically already max level essentially, and we're just leveling their rarity essentially.
Put wind in their sails. Now nobody seems to know why the fleet still hasn't returned home. People say the Tide Sages have lost their magic, but I think they're just vying for power, like Ashvane. One way or another, we need the Tide Sages' help, now more than ever. Not just to bring the fleet home, but to make Kultiras whole again, or cure the infection, as Cyrus likes to say.
Cure the infection of the missing fleet. So yeah, we're going to Stormsong Valley now. It's like we probably could have just ran around on our mount and it would have been faster at this point.
Met. Duty calls. You know, someone around here has to know something.
Apparently, we are not welcome here. You've got an unwelcome gaze.
Who's in charge here?
Also, weirdly, we just got here and it looks like it's starting to storm already.
For a price. We must overcome this peril.
You are nearly as insufferable as Brother Alan.
So, we'll take that as a no then.
Well, okay, fine then.
Bear your souls to the tides. Their whispers provide truth. I welcome those who honor the sea. Stormsong will be pure once more.
Why don't you pester Alan if you're here to waste your time?
Be that way. We just might.
Oh, geez, we're gonna go pester Alan, whatever that means. Although I don't think that's who Brother Daryl is. Also, look at these people. They're using their aqua magic to, like, pool a bunch of water together and some, well, I guess they're all students.
Before we lose control. Tides work.
Hello, Brother Daryl.
Be gone to the archives with that fool Elen, lest I use you to
How can I
stabilize
help?
the rift.
We can do
There we go. We're gonna go hang out with Brother Elen.
Complete libraries in the world. I bet we'll find our archivist there.
He's probably the only one here who's not crazy. Or at least that's just my guess. I'm just guessing they're all crazy. So this is kind of like this, like, Aqua Sage, like, school or something?
Stormsong needs these charts at the Shrine of the Storm at once. Follow me. Eyes down.
We're going to discover their crazy secret. That they some student accidentally mixed a bunch of chemicals together in some lab experiment, and then the fleet just went poof. I don't know, that's just my guess.
Bar all visitors. I have guests.
Yes, brother.
Oh, geez, this is it. I wonder, I think there's like 50-50 that he might just murder us.
I do not have a target.
All right, tell us what's going on, Elen.
You have no idea of the danger you are in here.
What do you mean, danger?
The fleet is not lost. It is being held prisoner in an unnatural storm.
Oh, the sea sages. They made it disappear.
Heretic, you will not interfere.
I guess the school wanted more funding or something, so they're holding the fleet hostage for some reason. It's fine if they just get attacked by the Horde. I mean, what did they need the fleet for anyways, right?
I require a target. Following orders.
Are you all right? I should have known better than to think wade above the shadow that has taken House Stormsong. Our people follow a dark path, but there are those among us who have sown the seeds of resistance. Find Brother Pike in Brenadon. Give him this pendant. Our work is just beginning.
Ooh, a
and he
Stormwave
will need
pendant.
your help. Now leave
Finally,
while you
something.
still
It
shall.
radiates calming
The others
energy.
have surely
Very
caught
calm.
on to your efforts.
Serve with honor. Thank you for your help.
Oh,
We won't forget it.
it unlocks a new dungeon as
I'll
well.
call Galeheart over.
Although I'm
Let
guessing
her
that's just
perch
our
on the
level.
eastern
So,
dock where she can meet us.
Tol Dagar, one of the highly maintained once a highly maintained prison, Tol Dagar has been since purchased and run by the Ashvale Company, or Ashvane Company. I saw them on the Horde side actually. Now it serves as an indefinite holding for any who would oppose the Ashvane Trading Company. Okay, that's kind of cool. We'll just have to add that at some point. I'm guessing we probably won't get a story mission that tells us to get there, so it'll probably just be in the dungeon queues, I'm guessing. Although maybe it'll be like the Violet Hold, where it'll have a quest inside the dungeon. But we'll hop on this griffin, we'll fly away.
I'm afraid Kultiras won't be much help to the Alliance until the fleet is home again. We'll need to bring House Stormsong back into the fold first. They control the Tide Sages, and the Tide Sages the fleet. Lord Stormsong rules the house and basically the entire valley. It sounds like he's the key to all this, but he hasn't been to Borealis in months. We'll start our search in Brenadon. If nothing else, hopefully we can find this Brother Pike there.
Brother Pike. He's probably from that cool like Tide Sage Academy.
Down there. Galeheart, take us in.
Oh. I guess our draw distance wasn't too far or something, because I literally didn't see anything.
What's the situation?
We close off the entire valley. No wonder that so many people have been complaining about trading with the Brendam market. We have to do something about this. Blah, blah, blah.
Come back with I'll try to figure out why the road is closed. See if you can convince the soldiers to clear out.
Something tells me the soldiers won't want to clear out, and they're going to just want to fight me instead. Ooh, a piece of candy. Let's go grab that treasure chest. Oh, there it is. It's just hiding underneath the dock. So what's in the smuggler's stash? So we got a star chart, as well as a Sage Hold hymnal. I just like to look at all the gray items because I'm weird like that. So let's sell all of our grays because our bags are starting to get crazy because we still got wriggling goop in our bag for some reason because it's clearly just our favorite gray item of this expansion. Just clearly. Let's see, do we have any Legion stuff left? I don't think so. No.
Ahoy! The tide will
relentless as the
Oh, there you go. Just autopilot decide, you know what? The quickest way to clear the blockade is just to tell them, I'm just going to kill you all. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. God, we're killing this person so slowly.
Out of my face.
Now the real question is, does she still die because she's still poisoned? Like the poison didn't go away even though she decided she didn't want to fight me anymore.
Start off now.
Good day to you. This valley is ours, Bildrat.
Bildrat. I learned a new phrase today. Bildrat. I don't even know what that means, but apparently that's a thing.
I've had enough of you anyway.
Ahoy!
Out of my
Our
fleet will crush. I must get closer.
Oh, so it just pulls everyone around here.
I've had enough of you anyway.
Too far away.
Oh, so if we go into stealth, we get the credit for killing them, but we didn't actually do anything.
We have bigger fish to fry.
Well, it's too bad we can only do that once. I kind of wish we could pull, like... We should have just pulled all of them and then used Vanish, and then we wouldn't have had to fight any of these guys. Especially because we're not getting experience for them anyways. Like, we're just wasting time at that point.
I've trained my whole life for this. Farewell, friend.
Alright, so now we're going to make way to Brennadam. See, this area is pretty cool. Again, it reminds me a lot of, like, very green Stormheim.
How Stormsong is up to something.
Oh, this is cool. This is a cool landscape. We got this cool little, like, mill over there.
No wonder
That looks
so
really
many
cool.
people settle down here. Brennadam is the largest trade hub in Kultiras, outside of Borealis.
This place kind of reminds me, actually, also of, like, the Valley of the Four Winds, but less Asian and more, like, European influenced. Almost like we're running through the Shire or something.
The militia hasn't been on patrol in days.
Well met.
Too busy taking our harvest for
Stay
the
on court. Once you
soldiers.
get their attention.
Brother Pike is
I'll put them
apparently getting a bunch of protesters at his door.
Citizens, disperse at once.
Except for this citizen, who I'm going to poison to death, apparently.
Every hand helps.
Okay, you do know your friend is about to die from poison and
going on
from
here,
fire,
brother?
right?
I wish I knew.
I have very little information to offer, I'm afraid. I scarcely left... Yeah. I scarcely left Brandom as of late. What they have said is true. Our motion now. Enter town only to collect rations rather than guard traders or keep the Quillbore at bay. Again, another place just suffering from Quillbore. I feel like that's the common theme between all the areas in Kultiras is Quillbore. It's just like Tristram.
And what will we find there, exactly?
One of my brothers, and answers, I hope. How Stormsong changed when the fleet
Every hand
failed to
helps.
return.
Do you know where the fleet is?
When I
I'm just gonna
search the
grab all the
waters,
quests
grant
while
your
he's
favor.
talking.
I encounter a dark storm that clouds my vision.
So again, we may as well make our Hearthstone here for now.
Finest wares in Kultir.
Also, thank God they fixed the rested glitch, because now we're getting rested in this little inn here, so we could just hearth back here when we stop in about half an hour. So there we go. We're on our way to go kill some Stonejaw Starrolisks. They're basically these basilisk enemies. Again, there's a lot of them in Zandalar, actually. In Vol'dun, like, they're just all over the place, just eating little literal lizards, I guess. Smaller lizards. Who is that? That's a big monkey. That's a rare monkey. I need to kill this rare monkey. He's gonna slay him. God, the rares in this expansion, maybe they're worse at max level, but like they're kind of pushovers during this leveling process, as opposed to, like, I remember when Mists of Pandaria came out, and the rares in that expansion, while you were leveling, whoo-wee, they had some really deadly mechanics that if you didn't interrupt or totally avoid, you would just instantly die, and it was kind of ridiculous. But then again, this time around, I've noticed that you don't get a ton of experience for rares. And again, you do get, it's a good way of farming entry-level gear when you sort of hit max level in this expansion. So we shouldn't, again, we haven't been killing too many of them. Just like, if there's one plainly right there, we'll just go do it. Because, again, I think we're probably going to need like maybe 10 of them to kill. And we'll have probably more than enough, since we'll have almost an entire zone by the time we're finished leveling to sort of pull from.
I require a target.
Just as we're walking up to them, we just get pulled out of stealth.
I need to target something first.
And sapped.
I require a target.
I just want to make sure we had enough energy for health potion. I mean, we could at this point pop a salty dog cracker, but we don't want to go use too many of them. I don't want to have to go buy more of them at some point, so I'm trying to ration them a bit. It's Lorraine Hood.
What can I do for you?
She's apparently safe now. So now that we've killed all the Saraks, we may as well just go round up these 3 people.
Times were simpler once. Not from round here, are you?
I must get
Ooh,
closer.
Sourtooth. So I'm guessing Sourtooth is in this big cave. Alright, so let's just grab another Crimson Vial. Let it tick off first, and then we'll kill him. There. Now, since we have our legendary, we've just got a 100% to crit on our Rupture on him, which then should will him down really quickly. And there we go. Again, I think our gear, we're gonna need to change it out soon, because I feel like the scaling is starting to pick up. It's starting to catch up on our character a little bit. It just means we just haven't been getting as much gear as we probably should be getting, or we're going a little bit faster than we're supposed to be, or what's intended anyways.
Every hand helps.
We came to rescue. No, I'm staying here to hang out with these horses that are just running around in circles. Okay, so let's just run back now. We've got everything done. Just mount up. I'm sure something will just knock us off our mount. This is actually this landscape though is actually really refreshing from the landscape we were just in with Drustvar. Like, it's like so much visually different and so much more going on in the environment than Drustvar. But again, they were 2 very different areas. So I like the look of this area. It looks really cool. Again, I still think it's weird that there's just a boat over there in the distance, just, you know, just hanging out. Like there's this crashed ship just in the middle of this giant, like, plains area.
Times were simpler once.
Times were simpler once.
I know, someone just told me that. Apparently everyone's line is times were simpler once. Oh, what happened here? This person's got a sign in their back. Like, how do you even get that in there? That looks really painful. I'm guessing that's where all that blood came from.
Tides bless you.
You better relieve unnecessary duress. Yeah, I'm accepting.
Look always to the sea.
Are we lagging out? It doesn't look like we're lagging. Something tells me we may be DCing. This is a bad sign. This is usually a sign that we're DCing or there's something going on with the world latency. See, we're getting this person movements, but we're not like. See, it's so weird. We're just saying, all right, let's try reloading. Maybe that'll work. Or maybe when it like reloads the UI, it just won't load in, I guess. Oh, there we go. No, we still don't have access to do anything. There we go. We DC'd. We DC'd everybody. All right, let me just restart the WoW client and tell you all about what's going on right now, which is nothing. Not much, actually. Again, it's still... I've got the week off work still, so playing lots of World of Warcraft, hanging out at home, all that good stuff. Streaming World of Warcraft for you, so thank you very much, of course, if you're watching... Oh, that would do it. The server's offline. Well, that's fun. So, actually, let's see. So, we got about... Well, we got a little bit left in the stream. I don't know when the server's going to come back online. So we're just going to close this. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to close out the stream with some MTG Arena, I think. Because the server itself, I don't know if it's going to come back online, but by the time it comes back online, we might be done streaming. So I want to put on at least a little bit of a show here for you guys. So let's play some MTG Arena. Let me just do this. Let me just... hide this and enable MTG Arena. And we'll just jam in a couple matches and see how it goes. There we go. So we can actually see it on stream now. We'll probably do what we did yesterday, just play some quick matches. Again, I don't really have like a cool deck put together yet. I still need to build a new deck for this game, actually. Let's see. So let's just play our mono bot control deck for now, and then we'll see where we go from there. Maybe we'll build a deck on stream. I kind of want to make another control deck because I actually really like playing control decks. So we'll see. Maybe we'll make I still haven't made a good Grixis control deck yet, and I know there's a list that was floating around for a while that's sort of fallen out of favor in the metagame. So again, I don't know how good it is, but we mostly play Arena for fun. If we were going to play all serious, like we'd just go play Magic Online right now. But yeah, this is mostly for funsies. So it doesn't matter that our deck is like super competitive or anything like that. The main thing is we're having fun. This Bomat Courier is just going to get a whole bunch of damage in on us because we're doing our thing. So I should probably update the stream title and the game we're playing. Since we're probably going to play this for the rest of the stream. Of course, we're playing against a Goblin deck. The chances of us winning this game with this slow start is probably not likely. And holy crap, this hand. Yeah, let's get rid of the Trash Master, I guess. There. Stream has been updated. Let's do this. And we are basically dead because... let's see. Hold on. Are we dead? This card's probably not a creature. We can put this counter on the Bomat Courier. And then... So the Bomat Courier will kill us slightly faster, but they're going to lose all their goblins at the end of this turn. So they're going to deal 4, 6, 7... 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 when it's all said and done. And then Bomat Courier will deal another 2 next turn, which will then means we'll be able to make it just to Noxious Gearhawk range as long as they don't have any more burn spells. But the chances of that happening is probably not likely. Alright, there we go. But we can duress this. We can duress this shock out of their hand, which they're probably going to shock in response. But they might have something else in their hand that we want to get rid of. Because even if they don't have another spell, we can divest them and pull their creature. Okay, so end search. Okay. So Gutter Snape's probably not that bad. We definitely want to get rid of this Instigator, though. We don't want that thing to come down. So we'll go down to 1. Again, they're probably not anticipating Noxious Gearhawk coming down and gaining us a whole bunch of health. So that's good. And then we'll still be dead to a Wizard's Lightning or a Lightning Bolt. But okay, so we'll eat the Bomat Courier. They'll lose all the cards. We're still dead to Lightning Strike. So if they got Lightning Strike, we're dead. But so they can kill us next turn with the Gutter Snipes, provided they don't foolishly attack into us. And we're not dead. We gotta be on the offensive. If they draw any burn spell, we're totally dead. Or no, it doesn't have haste, so we're not dead. Ooh, so that's good. That gives us an extra blocker. Because they're not going to give us a spell that we actually want, so we may as well get the extra blocker.
There is great power in the things we make.
All right, what do you got, opponent? We're still dead to a Lightning Strike or a Wizard's Lightning at this point. Or actually a Shock kills us too because of the Gutter Snipes. Metallic Mimic. Okay. Oh, no, we're just dead. In fact, we're going to give them the GGs. Because I forgot that creature had Menace. So we are very much dead to the creature with Menace. Or the 2 Gutter Snipes, whichever we choose not to block. Ooh, we still earned a pack anyways, even though we lost. That's cool. So let's crack this pack. What do we get? Hungering Hydra. It enters the battlefield with a bunch of 1/1 counters. Of course, because it's a Hydra, can't be blocked by more than one creature, and whenever it's dealt damage, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. I mean, it's good early, I guess, but yeah, I don't see a situation where you'd probably ever play that card, at least in this format. Right, let's play our Nile Ramp deck. Let's give that a go, the old college try, and then we'll build a deck and see how that goes. Garth One Eye. Or maybe what we could do, because I haven't done a draft in a while. Maybe we could do a draft, actually. So we got... Again, these lands are going to come down tapped, and it's going to be annoying. Yeah, well, let's keep it. Again, if we literally draw any land, this hand is going to be, like, stupidly good in the long run. But it still could be really slow against, like, if we're playing mono red again, or burn, like, this could be really bad. But any other deck, I think we're probably in a good position. And yes, I'm the one guy rocking the deck with Palladium Morris, of course, because I'm a weirdo. Alright, so let's play the Root Bang Crag, because we know it comes into play tapped. Again, we can play the Inspiring Vantage next turn untapped, and then hopefully grab... Oh, perfect. So, grab that. And then now we won't have to worry about our lens being tapped. Excellent. We can throw the Gift of Paradise on our planes. So now all of our lands tap for all the colors that we like. So now we're pretty much set for life. And in 2 more turns, we can play Palladium Morris. Next turn, we can play a Samut, which is really good too. Chain Light Ranger. I wonder if this is like the stock Explore deck. Because I actually see that people play that deck a lot, actually. The real question is, do we... No, you know what? We're going to play Samut anyways, because basically, if they block this, their creature just dies. Or we just deal 6 to them. And then we can, since it has Vigilance, we can still block. Like, there's no reason not to do this. And then we can save the Ixalan's Binding in case they have something scary next turn. Like if they have the tree, the elemental guy that whenever someone explores, you gain life, which is really annoying. I hate that card. I think someone played that at the Grand Prix the other day, actually, which is kind of crazy. Come on. Foolishly attack with your Jade Light Ranger. That's what I thought. Okay, so we could play Palladium Mortis, or we could play Lyra, and they both have haste. So while you're tapped out, we're going to play a Lyra and just gain a ton of life, and we're still set up really well too, because next turn, if something really bad comes down, we can still Ixalan's Binding at least. Or, you know, we could just go for the win next turn, Ixalan's Binding their creature, and then dealing the rest of the points to them. Or, yeah, so they're down to 3. What do you got, opponent? You got to have at least 2 things on the board to survive this turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Ravenous Chupacabra. A Chupacabra that explores. Oh, they're going to kill the Lyra. I guess the game wants to know if I want to untap stuff. Here. Hour of Promise. So they can lose both creatures if they block with both. Alright, so we don't even care. We're still going. We can still take them out next turn, given the state. But just in case we draw Zakama or something like that next turn, which is just a guaranteed win, regardless of what happens, I think this is probably the better line. Just grab a whole bunch of lands if Zakama comes down. Lurking Chupacabra. So we got a 1-2. Opponent, I dare you to attack me. Oh, well, never mind. There goes our Samut. Looks like we done goofed. Once again, if we draw Zakama next turn, we just win anyways. Because basically this whole deck just revolves around Zakama as its big win condition. Okay, so here's what we do. So, Ixalan's Binding the Chupacabra. We'll Shauna. So we know they've got a branch walker, but again, it almost doesn't matter because we're still at that point where a lot of our stuff just flat kills them. Just drawing all these lands. You know, put their Path of Discovery on top. Again, there's still a chance we can just draw Zakama or Fumigate or one of many, a myriad of options that gets us out of this. Or we just draw planes. Because why would we want to draw anything good when we can draw planes? Of course, though, if they don't play a flyer this turn, it's game over. Because our creature has hexproof, they can't remove it. So, yeah. What do you got, opponent? You got a board wipe, or... Because they can't play another Lurking Chupacabra, because it's under Ixalan's Binding. So again, the maximum they can deal to us in one turn is 7, 10, 11, 12, which again we can just not block and attack for 6 flying. No blockers. And it's over. Just go straight to combat. Attack, and they're dead. Good game, opponent. Good game. So again, we were we probably should have played the Ixalan's Binding sooner, but you know, or just gone for the win sooner, but you know. We wanted to drag it out. That was our plan all along, right? We just wanted to toy with our opponent. No, that's a mean thing to say. That's a mean thing to say. We didn't want to do that. So we're going to give this deck one more try, and then I think maybe what we'll do is we'll switch it up. Maybe we'll, again, I haven't done a draft in forever. I think we should do a draft after this. Like a quick draft, because I don't want to be here all night. Like we got another hour left of the stream, so... Okay, so we got 2 lands. We play Shauna, but that's it. We should probably mulligan this. Because we're really, really relying on like getting like 2 more lands there to do anything. All right, what's Ishtar gonna do? Of course, Merrick Ishtar invading the Magic the Gathering world. I'm just assuming. I mean, it could be a Shizu Ishtar because, you know, there are many members of the Ishtar family. See, I don't really like this hand either because if they kill our Land of War Elves, we're going to be really screwed, but I think we should go for it. Yeah, let's keep the seal away. All right, if they have fungal infection, I'm going to be really sad because then our hand is totally screwed. But they don't, which is perfect. So we'll play the Gift of Paradise on our Aether Hub, basically turning it just into a dual land. And now we're in good shape. Because if we draw another land, we can Regal Caracal. Also, if we draw Karn, we can Karn. Or we'll just play another Shauna. And just attack for 1. So I'm guessing this is some kind of Dimir control deck. Maybe it's Scarab God. Like blue-black mid-range. Maybe Godpharaoh's Gift. Moment of Craving. It's fine. So we'll attack with our Land of our Elves. Just to start chipping away, and then we can play our Knight of Grace, because then they basically can't target it with anything, which is kind of nice. We still need another land, though, to actually do anything. Although I don't like the fact that they're kind of eyeing our Atlanta War Elves there, because that could be bad news for us if they get our Atlanta War Elves. Although if I would have known we were playing a control deck, we probably wouldn't have kept the seal away. Like I would have just scryed it to the bottom. But here we go. Sulfur Falls. Oh, so it is a Grixis deck. It must be Grixis Control or Grixis Godpharaoh's Gift or Nicol Bolas. Could be a Nicol Bolas deck. Sheltered Thicket. Well, we may as well just attack with the dorks. Ooh, they're down to a solid 17 after that Moment of Craving. I have a feeling that in the next couple turns things could be real bad for us if we don't start drawing some action, I think. And we got Regal Caracal for next turn, so I think we're going to be in okay shape. But if they play Nicol Bolas, for example, it could be bad. What do we discard? Johnny, surprisingly, is actually really good in this deck. But us being able to seal away this Nicol Bolas is probably the better option. I still think we should keep Regal Caracal and use it next turn. But and of course, we just got the land for the Ajani. And again, this Shauna would have been so good on this board too, because we would have had a creature that was bigger than Bolas. But yeah, they won't have enough land to transform him, which is good news for us. Also, oh, this is a Muldrotha deck? Really? Huh. Wait, they have a Palladium Morse as well. I'm actually playing against someone else who's playing this goddamn card. Huh. Okay. Real talk time. We could be totally screwed if we fumigate. In fact, we should just straight wait for one more turn. Oh, but they're gonna transform this Bolas. Like if they have another land, this could be real bad. Or never mind. They'll play the Victus instead. Like this is like a 5-color like weird Dragon Muldrotha deck. That's so weird. This is such a weird deck. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, I think they've sniffed out the fumigate. So we don't want them to transform this Bolas. So let's just attack with the Regal Caracal and the cats. They'll all get blocked, but we'll gain a ton of life, and then play Fumigate. We'll have a Steal Away as backup, just in case anything happens after that, and then we'll be good. Ooh, they're letting some of this damage through. All right, cool. Let's just Fumigate them. Yoink! Just gain 6. I just wonder if they have like another Muldrotha in hand, or if they play another Bolas at some point and transform him. That's real bad too. I think we're in trouble. I think we're officially in trouble. Like we need an Ixalan's Binding right now, and Plains does not do it. Just wait for them to reanimate all their friends. Yeah, this is really bad. This is like weird ass like 5-color
You will watch
dragon scarab god deck is gonna beat us. And yeah, they're gonna return the Muldrotha. And they can actually cast... They can just cast Bolas from the graveyard. That actually is probably better than them reanimating it. Or I guess they don't have the mountains to do that. But... Well, they're looking at the creatures in my graveyard. Yeah. I'm just going to flash the... I'm going to flash the GGs. There's no combination of cards that really gets us out of that. We're just kind of screwed there. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, so let's see what formats we've got for quick draft. So we've got Amonkhet, I think is the format of choice. So I guess we got to do an Amonkhet draft just because, again, we don't really have time to do a competitive draft one, unfortunately, because it would just take way too long. Alright, so pack 1, pick 1. Leon's Mastery. Zombies you control get +1/+1. There's the battlefield, create 2 zombies. Unless we had a whole bunch of zombies, it's probably not going to do us any favors. Consuming Verver kind of sucks. Enigma Drake, we really have to build our deck around that. This isn't really a very good pack 1. Like, surprisingly, Hooded Brawler or Binding Money are the 2 best cards in here. You know, we could probably make the case, actually, for Liliana's Mastery. Because it's a really good card if we get more zombies. And, I mean, we're probably going to get more zombies anyways. Let's just roll with it. Let's see what happens. So we're going to As Foretold. No one wanted that, obviously. Okay. Lay Claim. No. Fire Javelin Air. Again, we have to build around that with... If we would have picked Enigma Drake, I think that would have gone a long way. Cartouche of Ambition. Again, I literally have not played like Amonkhet drafts at all, so if I make any stupid plays, it's just because I haven't played this format at all. So I don't actually know what cards are good and what cards are bad. Okay, so there we go. That's something we can work with. We can work with Neheb, the Worthy. Of course, he helps other Minotaurs, which we don't have a whole lot of, unless we get the Zombie Minotaur, but that's a pretty good card. Let's see what else we got, though. So we got a Prevent Damage card. That Angel's pretty good, provided we can get to 6. Got a Zombie Jackal. That'll probably come back around to us. Let's go with the head, because maybe we can sort of break into red instead of white. Manglehorn's a good sideboard card, so it's Forsake the Worldly. Like, this format, as far as I know, isn't like super artifact or enchantment heavy, so it's probably not going to do us very good. Well, Miasmic Mummy is probably our best option because we're already on theme with zombies. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't draft this card at all, but... Ooh, we got... If we were in blue, we could go with that. Again, if we had a ton of zombies, like, this would help, but... I still don't know if we're going to get there with the zombies or not. Desert Ceradon's a really good card. Again, we're not building a instant or sorcery deck, so that won't help. Let's do the Desert Ceradon since we're already in red. Ooh, we got Merciless Javelineer. It's a Minotaur, which works well with Neheb. It's a 4/2, which of course are bad stats. But what else we got? Impeccable Timing. That's good removal if we were in white. No, those are probably the two best cards. Well, let's take the removal. Because again, there's just as much chance we could be on white instead of black. So, what's the Solidarity? Watchers of the Dead. Meow. Doom Dissenter is probably the one we want here. Soul Stinger is also really good too. Actually, you know what? No, let's take the Soul Stinger instead. Jeez, black must have got really picked clean. Or I guess this is the... I think this is the pack we started with. Just so many Manticore of the Gauntlets in this set. Let's just take Hieroglyphic Illumination even if we don't use it. In fact, we'll just throw it in the sideboard. There we go. Consuming for... I think this is actually our pack now. Just all blue. Festering Mummy. Well, it's a zombie. It gives -1/-1 counters. That actually helps us. Anyway, we'll take Those Who Serve, because it's not great, but it still works. We'll grab the Trespasser's Curse, and then Sunscorched Desert, and Noble Blade Canera, and then Root Sprang. Okay, so a blue-white land doesn't help us. So, let's see. So Angler Drake's a really good card from blue. And another Miasmic Mummy. Cartouche of Knowledge. I'm gonna take the Drake just in case in case blue opens up. Now this is what we're talking about, Plague Belcher, because we definitely want that for our deck, since we are very much about the zombies at this point. We're kind of priced into zombies at the... Oh, another Plague Belcher. Yes. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. We're going to grab 2 of these. Again, they're not really good in standard, but they're actually pretty good in limited as far as I know. So again, we got Labor of the Heart, so we can discard a card. Cartouche of Solidarity. Another Miasmic Mummy. Let's grab Lay Bare the Heart. Azeroth's Favor. Surprisingly, no one wants this card. Because it's bad. That's a bad card. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature +2/+0 on haste. This really isn't good for the indestructible side. Bontu's Monument. That could be good, potentially. Sacred Cat comes back as a zombie. I think we'll take the Bontu's Monument because, again, I think we're going pretty heavy black with, like, maybe a splat, like red and then a splash of white. I think that's probably what I'm thinking right now. By force, again, we're probably not dealing with too many artifacts. So again, another Sacred Cat and an Anointed Priest. We're not really getting too many tokens by the look of it. So Anointed Priest probably isn't going to do us a lot of good. Let's take Sacred Cat. Oh my god. We got like all the mythics and rares that nobody wants. We got Glorious End. Oh god. Alright, so we've got, how many do we got that have -1/-1? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have 2 Plague Belchers. I think that's probably enough to justify actually taking Nest of Scarabs. And then we can sort of look for -1/-1 counter creatures later. Or if this Minotaur comes back around, we could always take that as well. Get to the Afterlife. No. Trespasser's Curse. A lot of great options here. I guess we just take the Blazing Volley, but probably never use it. And we'll just take another Impeccable Timing, because that's just another removal spell. We'll take another Nest of Scarabs. We'll take the Binding Mummy, because that's another zombie for us. Zombie creatures you control get +2/+1 to end a turn. We'll get playing a lot of zombies. We may as well take that. That might not make the deck. And we don't need a... Yeah, let's just take Unburden. Look, by force would save just for us. So we can safely put that one in the sideboard, and I think we can safely put Unburden in the sideboard. Oh, look at that! Liliana Decimator Majesty perfectly goes with our zombie theme, which is exactly what we want. So let's take it.
Ooh, I love what they've done to the place.
All right, so we're not playing black, or else Decimator Beetle I think actually would have been a great choice for our deck. But I think, what do we got for cycling? I mean, Horror of the Broken Lands is already an okay card, so like, it's probably good on its own without taking the cycling ability into account, and we're not really getting much from the rest of these cards. But no, we're going to take the Decimator Beetle anyways, just in case. So Canyon Slough gives us a land for our deck, and a lot of these cards, other than Doom Dissenter, doesn't really look like we're getting much. We take the Fanbearer as well. That could be an okay choice. But I'm starting to think that that's probably going to come around to us in the end. So let's just take the Canyon Slough anyways. We probably grab another Sacred Cat because that's more zombie cats. All right, so let's see. Let's do a quick check as to how powerful our creatures are. Let's see. We got a lot of, other than Plague Belcher, I think, which comes in with -2/-1/-1 counters on it. It probably puts it below, yeah, because it puts it down to 3, which is still going to get hit by Dusk. And it costs 2 white, so I don't know. I don't know how often we're going to use that. But our choices are not that much greater, not much better, so we might as well just take the Dusk, because who knows, we may actually find a use for it. So we've got, let's definitely take the Binding Mummy, because we got zombies going on. Ooh, Sparring Mummy. When it enters the battlefield, untap something. And then we got Miasmic Mummy. I think, again, like our black-white, and then we may even just splash for red, because I think our white's looking a lot stronger now. Let's just grab the Sparring Mummy. I don't think it's really a particularly great creature, but it's definitely on theme, and we've got like a pretty solid zombie list going on. So again, we'll grab an Inno-Catcher's Theme because that's actually okay in our deck. And then here it's just like, we'll just pick whatever's on color at this point. You never know, we may need to Forsake the Whirly. And Mighty Leap's actually a pretty good combat trick if like we're having trouble closing out the game. And there we go. Alright, so our deck has 52 cards in it. So, obviously we didn't get too many green cards, so let's just remove the Decimator Beetle. So I think we want to do a mostly black-white deck, and then remove a lot of the red. So we don't have a lot of large drops. We have a lot of 2-drops. A lot of 2-drops. In fact, we're just meeting like what I would consider the minimum creature threshold. In fact, if we remove, let's see, so we can remove the Mighty Leaps, Forsake the Worldly, and we'll keep this Sunscorched Cheshire because I actually think that's pretty good. We can remove the Violent Impact because, again, the chances of us using that are probably not pretty high. Now, the real question is, we have 4 red cards. Is it worth us keeping red? We can probably remove that card. Again, Impeccable Timing is good for removal. Again, how many, like, this is a good sideboard card, I think, for token decks. But again, we're not doing sideboards, so... In fact, let's just remove all the red from the deck. See how it goes. Remove the Canyon Slough. And then we have, like, let's see. So our curve is still 2 and 3 for the most part. And the ones actually are worth keeping. Maybe we remove one in Oketra's name. Since we already kind of need creatures, it definitely has to be a non-creature spell. So we'll remove one in Oketra's name. And there we go. So that's our deck. All right, let's see how terrible this deck is. So we're just gonna play until we lose 3 games, or we win 7. Again, I'm very shaky on this draft format, as I talked about before. So I don't know how well this will go. I don't know how strong zombies are in the metagame for this format. We're gonna at least try it. So we got Mikey Nav 7. He's our first opponent, our first victim. So we got impeccable timing, those who serve. Yeah, I mean, we can play all our lands and spells. We got a removal spell, and we can remove something from their hand. We just don't have the Nest of Scarabs engine going, but I know we'll get there because I think we have enough stuff to get that going at some point. This format seems to be that it's actually probably pretty slow. So having a slow start like this is actually probably pretty okay. All right, let's lay by the heart. Let's see what they got in their deck. Unless they have a negate. They could have a negate. Okay, so we got Secret Excavation, return up to 2 cards. Recycling from your graveyard. Choose a battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put in your graveyard, and Floodwaters. Let's remove Floodwaters. A lot of the stuff it looks like we can actually pretty easily deal with. They're still a little while away from this Naga or Oracle, and then the Sacred Excavation again. I didn't even see any cycling cards in their hands, so we're probably safe from that too. We play our dumb those who serve are really crappy zombie. But it's good enough. It's good enough. And then there's the Oracle we already knew about. They put an Anointed Priest in there. Alright, so we can play Plague Belcher this turn. Yeah, let's just play Plague Belcher. And since it has Menace, we may as well just throw them on those who serve. And then if it dies, we can just drain them, essentially. But yeah, we can start just dinging them for 5. Of course, they're just all about Naga Oracles. They're just filling their graveyards with Anointed Priests at this point. So if I attack, they're going to kill this Plague Belcher. But I can kill both their creatures. So why don't we do that? Attack with the Plague Belcher. They'll double block. Oh, they're not going to double block. Well, okay then. So let's get out Sparring Mummy. It'll untap the Plague Belcher. And let's see what they got. Again, they're pretty incentivized not to attack us, at least, which is a good sign. And if they attack with the Angel, we can just immediately kill it, which is awesome. Okay, so we'll play the Bantu's Monument now. And again, we can offer the same trade as we did last time. And then we'll just 2-for-1 them. So they can bring back some of their anointed priests this turn if they want. Or Vizier of Many Faces, and they'll clone their angel. But luckily, we have impeccable timing, and we have Dusk, which both take him out. So let's play Nessiska. Just attack with the Mummy. Offer the trade. They don't want to trade. That's okay. We're still winning this race because we're gonna kill this either the Vizier or well, never mind. We're in big trouble now because even if we kill their angels, they're going to approach and kill us. They can bring back the Vizier, so we shouldn't bother getting that one. We can offer this trade, and we are gonna die to approach, probably. Barring like some kind of miracle, because they're gonna start gaining life with these anointed priests. Or they're gonna draw 2. And then gain some life with their anointed priests. They could also get back the hieroglyphic illumination as well. And we'll give the GGs, because we're just going to lose to approach. So there's no reason to keep playing that game. There you go. You can see my limited rank isn't very high, because, I just don't play limited too often on Arena. So we got our first loss. No wins yet with the zombies, but there's still time for that. We can still fix this. We can turn this around. Again, it's trying to find someone who's 0-1 in Almond Ket drafts. There probably aren't too many of us out there. Also, it's nice to actually have a Liliana in my collection, since I haven't actually spent any wild cards on her, and I haven't opened her in any packs, so it's nice that I can finally actually start brewing that card, since I haven't gone out and tried to get her for any of my decks yet. Okay, so we got a nice curve. I don't know how good this curve is, but we'll find out. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll play Sacred Cat. Meow. That's the noise Sacred Cats makes. Oh, Fan Bearer. Excellent. All right, let's Binding Mummy, so we can start tapping their tapper. Essentially, that's essentially the whole reason we got our Binding Mummy out. Well, just those who serve next turn, and then tap their one creature. Although once again, I'm guessing they're also playing zombies. And tap. That's right. Take Sacred Cat. Ooh, Ketra's monument. So again, we're both like black, white zombies, essentially. Is what I'm sort of reading here. So we'll attack with the Binding Mummy and those who serve. And we get to see Oketra's monument versus Bantu's monument and see which one comes out on top. Oh no! Forsake the Worldly was actually useful for something for someone. Man. Ooh, we got Liliana. We'll get to that card eventually, I guess. Alright, so we'll play Nest of Scarabs, since we can hopefully play Soul Stinger next turn. But yeah, we'll just keep swinging in for 4, and eventually they'll have to block us with their fan bearer. Painted Bluffs, huh? Ha! Those who serve of their own. It's just the zombie 2-4 vanilla showdown everyone always wanted. There we go. Well, that could be bad. Okay, this can totally get them. And now there's no reason to attack with this. So let's just hang back. At least if they come to us, we'll be able to use this in a defensive way and it'll be okay. And that pretty much screws up our plan. So let's just let them pull up our hand. They might take the Liliana, but they probably won't because we don't have any lands. There we go. Again, we would have gotten 2 beetles, so that's the smart play. Although they do know about our combat trick now, so the chances of them attacking into us is probably not very likely. And are they going to attack? Okay. Let's, well, using Oketra's name, which they already knew about. Of course, now I realize I'm an idiot because we didn't need to do that. Because, yeah, I just realized that, I forgot this creature has first strike because I'm a dummy. It's like we're playing the mirror, except we're the worst deck somehow. Oh, man. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. We finally got our 4th land. We can play our Sacred Cat. We can tap the Fan Bearer. And we can attack for 4. And literally, that's like the only thing we can do for the rest of the game. Like, this game's... We're going to lose to a 3/5 vanilla creature that was given first strike. Thanks, Carducha. Thanks, Cartouches. Cartouche of Solidarity. Oh, we could play Liliana this turn. And... yeah, let's play Liliana. And then...
Good news. I've arrived.
Let's get back to Soul Stinger. It comes back as a zombie, which means we can tap the Fair Mirror, which means we can get him for 5 and then win the
So
game.
much depth.
Unless they,
I like it.
Oh, we gotta put the -2. Let's put it on the Soul Stinger. And then tap the Fan Bearer, which of course they're gonna tap it in response to the trick. Oh, they didn't. They're just dead then. I think they just realized what happened. And they're very dead. Very, very, very dead to zombies. So I can't believe we actually won that game. I thought we were totally screwed. Like, we were in such bad shape there. I'm amazed we actually won that game. Like, full stop. Like, we had to, like, they basically had to intentionally mess up there like they did in order for that to actually work. But even so, like, their creatures would have been tapped and we would have been able to attack for 4, or sorry, 3. And then next turn, we would just had too many creatures for them to get around anyways. But... Alright, next opponent, Sega. Playing as Teferi. Maybe they've got a blue-white things deck. I wonder if it's another Approach of the Second Sun deck. So a whole bunch of 2-drops. And if we get to 3 lands, I think this is okay, so let's keep it. Let's run the risk of getting to 3. Of course, they could totally blow up on our face, and then we'll be really sad. But since they're a blue deck, at least we can take stuff out of their hands next turn. Oh, look, no lands. You got a negate, opponent? Oh, nope, a cycler. Alright, what do you got? So, Aven Initiate. Rags to Riches. That could be really bad. Grimstrider. This seems really... This deck looks pretty good. I mean, we have to take the Rags because if they ever get to 4 mana, we're totally fucked. Like, that's just a board wipe for us. Oh my god, we're both stuck on 2 lands. We got... In Oketra's name is our 1 card. And no, we don't want to cast In Oketra's name on that turn. Alright. So... Let's play Nest of Scarabs. That way we can use Plague Belcher next turn and get a whole bunch of Scarabs, essentially. Let's see. They don't have any counters in their hand. That Wrappings could be really bad. So let's just Those Who Serve. Because they might use this. We can trick them into using this Wrappings on it, I think. Yep. And then we can put the -1/-1 counters from Plague Belcher on it and get a whole bunch of tokens. And then drain them for 2. And now we got 7 power on the board. That's pretty good. That's a good exchange. I wonder if they have another one of those. Or they're going to play... They could play Grimstrider. Or never mind. That works too. So we're going to empower this beetle. And then what's going to happen, we'll put a -1/-1 counter on Plague Belcher. And then get even more Scarabs. That's right, we're going to attack for -1. We got to send a message to Saga. Now, we could play Liliana. Or... Actually, you know what? Let's attack first. I have an idea. So we'll have the Aven Initiate block, but then we'll use Impeccable Timing to take him out. Because the chances of them attacking me through these tokens probably wasn't very likely. Alright, so what have we got in graveyards? Those who serve... Alright, let's play Binding Mummy. Blinding Mummy. And then we can totally get him with this combat trick if they don't know what's what. Again, I kind of want them to put the Plague Belcher in our graveyard. So that's the whole reason I attacked with it. Cancel. It's fine though, just 1 for 1. That gives them a zombie, which is fine. So we can kill the Grim Strider. We got 6 mana. But we won't be able to do that and use them this turn. So let's Dusk. And then pass the turn. Because next turn we can Liliana and then tap their token. And then we can do an all-out attack from there. Or we can do it this way. So let's Binding Mummy on the flyer. Spearmaster. And at this point, we may as well just attack with everything. Again, I'm surprised they didn't take out my mummy, but that's okay. Alright, what do we got in the graveyard? Let's Liliana. They gotta cancel. Or negate. Let's
Why hire
+1.
when you can raise the dead? I belong to no one.
And Binding Mummy both creatures. No! Oops. Well, that's bad. Accidentally only... I wanted to attack with everyone, and I apparently only attacked with the exerted creature. And they just removed him. So, yeah. I screwed up. That was bad. I mean, next turn we can still just do the same thing. They'll be able to keep the Shadow Storm Vizier active, but they're still going to take the rest of this. And they could attack the Liliana, but that won't help. And they're going to make me discard nothing. Okay, so if we play this, we'll have 8 mana. So that's 5. And then we'll get to return Miasmic Mummy and then play it. Okay, that actually works. So let's Dawn. +1.
Another minion never hurts.
Just tap all their stuff. Then we'll play those who serve. And tap the rest. Again, they really should have taken out my extra binding mummy when I gave them the chance to, I think. So they're down to 1. And they're dead next turn. Unless they do something crazy here. Which they don't have. We can see everything they've got. They can return this 3/3. And they're dead. Woohoo! We're now up 2 games. With this weird, like, black-white zombie deck that we just put together in draft. And the only ones we lost to are the people at the beginning who had fucking Approach of the Second Sun. Because that card sucks. So we got Cruppa Cake. Okay. We can play Miasmic Mummy and literally no other cards in our hand. I don't think we should take the risk of taking that Plains there. Or playing without it. We're gonna smash the Scorpion. Come on, Scorpion. See, if this was Hearthstone, you could actually interact with that, but you can also only like tap around the board like this, because why not? Come on, Cruppa Cake. What do you got? So 3 plains, 2 black cards, and a combat trick. Now, it's a good combat trick, but if we don't draw a swamp, this hand is basically useless. But it's really good if we get a swamp, so we'll risk it. Maybe the Scry will actually give us a swamp. I mean, it's a card we can play. Let's bottom it. We really, really want a swamp. We really, really want a swamp. So they also bottom the card. There we go. We got a land. It's just not the land we want. Not the land we want. All right. What do you got, opponent? Another plains person. Another black card with no swamps. Excellent. This game's going off to a great dynamite start, one would say. So not only did we mull the 6 because we had a hand with all white cards and no plains, we then went down to 6 with all black cards and no plains. Or then all plains. So yeah. This has been fun. That 2/4 vanilla creature is going to stop this Anointer Priest in its tracks. Let me tell you what. Well, we can play a Sacred Cat and do nothing else. Further asserting our dominance over this Anointer Priest, who's just going to sit there because they can't really attack into us. Oh, they got painted bluffs. At least they can use whatever their other color is. Ooh. Attack Crop Elite. More white cards. Excellent. Well, we can continue to do nothing. At least we can use this impeccable timing on their flyer, so we don't just get pecked by the bird continuously for the rest of the game. Just use impeccable timing. They could have, well, even if they're using an Oketros name, it still won't be enough. Yeah, we're all out of white cards, so we need swamps. We need a swamp. Come on, deck, give us a swamp. Ooh, they're doing something else during their combat? Oh, look, another plains. Fuck. Where are our swamps, deck? There are only 29 more cards in this deck, and 10 of them are swamps. We've drawn every plains in our deck, I believe. I'm pretty sure we have all of them. It was either 9 or 10 swamps. I can't remember. Like, this stalemate's just going to continue, because neither one of us has the cards or the mana to really do anything at this point. So I'm just going to continue to just stare at Cruppa Cake's avatar. Just, you know, sitting there thinking. Oh, did he time out? Nope, he's still there. Ooh, and Naga Oracle. We just saw that card a couple games ago. That was also in that blue-white approach deck. Ooh, they're going to embalm that Labyrinth Guardian. So obviously they have two really good cards on top there. What could they be? Come on, Cruppa Cake. Use the timeout. I'll just keep sitting here just fanning myself with these black cards I can't cast. Maybe one day I'll get a swamp. Ooh. Sparring Mummy. Well, that doesn't really help us. But we may as well play it anyways, because it's literally just anybody at this point. It'll untap itself. And we're going to sort of wait to attack with Sacred Cat, since we can turn it into a zombie later. Hopefully we get... and crap. It's an approach deck. And we're probably pretty dead. Because literally all this card does is kill our creature and not theirs. So we're going to probably give this 1 or 2 more turns, and we're just going to give up. Because they probably have some other card draw that's going to allow them to get that pretty quick. I'm guessing. Just throwing it out there. Side note, if this opponent just keeps dirtling like this too, he's going to get timed out, and then he won't be able to win. So I hope he does some stuff soon. Yep, time's ticking away. God, what is with all these people with approach decks? It's like the only deck this deck actually loses to is approach decks, by the looks of it. I mean, we're going to lose this game probably, and then we lost our other game to approach. So it's just like, that's all we lose to in this draft format, apparently, is just approach at the second sun, because it's too good. But yeah, I mean, at this point, All right, I don't feel like going through this. Let's just gonna say we'll just give him the GGs. We don't have any swamps yet, and by the time we get our swamps, he'll have his approach, and we don't have counters for his approach, so we would just die, like in 5 turns. And him just playing slow isn't helping. Okay, so there we go. We're 2-2 so far with this crappy deck. Our 2 losses to approach, and then we've won against everything else. So hopefully no approach. Fingers crossed for no approach deck this time around. Well, does Biocito have approaches in his deck? He's gotten a Johnny Avatar, so that's not a good sign. Although again, it's obviously draft, and that doesn't mean anything. But you never know; it could mean something. All right, so this hand is okay. We can play a Sacred Cat, and then we can take a card from their hand, figure out what they're playing, and then ding them for 1. It's not a great start, but it's better than what we had last game, that's for sure. So let's play the Sacred Cat. So we'll attack for 1. Play Laybearer of the Heart. See what they got. So they get Splendid Agony. They're still whiles away from... Well, they don't even have any swamps. So the chances of them playing Final Reward, not as likely. This Splendid Agony, if they get a swamp next turn, that could be bad. Or he's just saying good game now? Maybe? Is he giving up already? We took his trump card. The Splendid Agony was his trump card, I guess. I mean, we got all lands in our hands, so we don't really got any other action either. Oh my god. What is this game? We'll just play our Sunscorched Desert because that's the most aggro we can muster, and then we're just gonna ping him to death with this Sacred Cat. Good lord, this is bad. Like this guy could theoretically just win this game, even though he's got this very slow start and he already GG'd us. And we may as well just attack into the 1/1s, then reanimate next turn. Because it's actually, like, our Sacred Cat's much more useful to us in our graveyard anyways, because of the way our deck's constructed, so. Ooh, what's in your graveyard? Start to finish, so destroy target creature, you gotta sacrifice. And we can afford to take the 1. It's probably okay. And since the Fan Bearer is going to tap our creature the next turn anyways, we may as well exert this turn. Exert. So again, it's 4, like if they decided to not block, or they can lose their 1/1 or their 1/2 if they want. Because we really can't attack into them any other way anyways. So we may as well exert. And there's the Final Reward mana. They got not 1, but 2 kill spells. And then whatever else they got in their hand. Yeah, this guy was so worried about losing the game. Let's kill his fan bearer because that could be annoying later. He's going to deal a solid 1 to me. And we're going to go back and forth with our 1 damage spells. Or maybe he'll use the finish on my Spearmaster. Alright. What do we got in the graveyard? We've got a Sacred Cat. So let's Liliana. We can get a 2/2. We'll be at 6 loyalty, and it'll be tough for them to race that at this point.
Good news, everyone. I've arrived.
That way, next turn, we can probably reanimate something, too, if we actually get a good target. Like, if we get a Plague Belcher or something like that, that would be awesome. There we go. There's our Spearmaster.
Look what I found.
Ooh. Those who serve is in there. And it's not really that great. Oh, they're going to have us discard this planes. We both discard planes, it looks like. They can attack us for 1, or they can finish our creature. Okay. Let's Nest of Scarabs, because they could have another card to get to make us discard.
Death is ever present.
Excellent. More Sacred Cats for the graveyard. And I mean, we may as well just attack them for 2, because the -7 isn't going to kill their Miasmic Mummy anyways. And we're already really far ahead on the loyalty plan. I think we're in good shape. Oh, I forgot about No Catcher's name. I guess that's a card to worry about. How many planes do we got in there? So we got 1. So we've only discarded 1 plane. So there's still plenty more in our deck. And there's no reason for us not to block the mummy, since we just would have traded it attacking them anyways. Or they could just killed it with the finish anyways. Perfect. So that gives us 2 planes.
Servitude? Think of it as...
Let's see, what else did we got in there? Just a couple swamps. So let's bring back the Sacred Cats now. Alright, what do you got, opponent? They can kill our zombie token if they want, with finish. We still don't really have a good target for our Liliana.
I prefer friends in low places.
So Catcher's Mummy and the Miasmic Mummy. They just get eaten by the those who serve. So there's no reason to attack into that. I mean, what we really need at this point is a Binding Mummy. If we get a Binding Mummy, this game can go can end pretty quickly. And then if they kill it with finish, we can just reanimate it. Oh, they're using their finish now. And if they attack with this, then we're just going to win the race. But, ooh. Alrighty. This works too. Liliana's Mastery.
I am in control.
More zombies. And yeah, we may as well just attack with everything at this point. Ooh, a Soul Stinger. That'll come in handy next turn. We can bring him back next turn. And then get a whole bunch of scarabs. GG's, opponent. GG's. That could have been really bad though. Like we were really losing that game for a while. Like that Liliana, every time we've played it, has totally turned around the game. All right, so we're up to 3-2. Let's see if we can go all the way. Can we go all the way to 7-2? Probably not, but we could. We could try. Also, for those who are joining us, yes, the World of Warcraft server I play on, Stormrage, is down at the moment. So that's why we're not playing World of Warcraft, because I can't play at the moment. Or at least it was the last time I checked. So. All right, Blood Rush 25. Let's see here. So, we can't play any of these cards with the amount of lambs we have, but we have a removal spell, and then if we draw any land, this hand's gas. So yeah, let's keep it. Okay, so let's play the plains. And Liliana is just so good in this zombie deck. Especially because I don't think there are too many... I don't think there's any Planeswalker removal in this format. So it just seems busted. Once again, another like either zombie or just black-white deck just in general. We've seen so many of them tonight. So again, if he attacks with the priest, we'll kill it. And then next turn we'll play the Sparring Mummy. Or change plans. We'll just play Lay Bare the Heart and just see what's in their hand. Okay, no catcher's name and a whole bunch of zombies. So, fucking 2 no catcher's names, 2 Sparring Mummies, and then a Sacred Cat. We're obviously not going to make them discard the Sacred Cat because that's dumb. So we'll do it that way. Okay, so our best option is probably to play the Sparring Mummy. I'm holding off on playing the Soul Stinger for now because we have a couple of Cursive Scarabs. So we want to save it for that synergy if we can. And I mean, this way we don't really care because those who serve sort of bounce off our creature at this point. Although we do know that they have not 1 but 2 Inoketras names in their hand. So again, there's no reason to block because they'll just play their trick. Okay. Now we'll play Liliana. And get a zombie.
Why hire servants when you can raise? Nothing is more loyal than the dead.
And let's attack with Binding Mummy. Because if this eats their removal spell and their cat, then I'm okay with that. That's an okay trade. Ooh, perfect. We got a Plague Belcher in the yard. That's exactly what we want. And again, Liliana will have enough next turn. If they want to use a spell to kill it, that's fine. Or I should say, they won't even be able to do that anyways. They won't be able to kill Liliana anyways. In no catch game.
Cheap.
Attack for 4. Okay, so let's plus Liliana.
Are loyal.
Get a zombie. And more lands. And then this turn, we want us to keep up 2 mana. So let's play those who serve. And then we'll attack with our 2 creatures, because they can't do anything about it. And then this way, even if they do in Oketra's name this turn, we can still block and kill their stuff. Because we do have impeccable timing. And we won't bring the Plague Belcher back next turn. We'll just hold off on that. Perfect. So let's block. Do you gonna Ketro's name? Alright, will you do it now? It's still dead either way, so whether you take those who serve with it or not, it's fine. You can untap my Sparring Mummy if you want. Excellent.
Nothing is more loyal than the dead.
What do we got? Ooh, both Plague Belchers are in our graveyard. Excellent. This is exactly how we wanted this to go. Let's attack with everything. Then let's Dusk. Because we can always bring that back if we want to. Because again, they could attack in with their Sacred Cat at Liliana, but it's just going to get blocked, and they can kill our zombie token within Oketra's name, but that's not going to probably get them very far either. Next turn we can bring back Plague Belchers. We don't have any other creatures to bring back with Dawn just yet, but that'll help us later. Ooh, Soul Stinger. Ooh. Nest of Scarabs. This is going to be fun. Alright. So we're going to Nest of Scarabs. Then we're going to bring back our Plague Belcher.
Necromancy is an art.
Then we'll put it on those who serve. And now... there's no reason to attack into that just yet. Then we can play the Soul Stinger next turn, drain them for 1, make a zombie token, and then our engine's pretty much up and running at that point. Ooh, Baleful Amit.
Are you done yet?
More zombies. Now we'll play the Soul Stinger. Drain. More Scarabs. And then we probably just attack with everything. Because even if they killed the Plague Belcher, we just don't really care at this point. We're going to get at least two creatures through, if not 3. And in order to kill the Plague Belcher, they have to block with 2 anyways, because it has Menace. Lord of the Accursed. Man, I wish we would have saw one of those in our set. All right, more zombies.
Another minion never hurts.
We'll play Sacred Cat. All right. Do we have enough that this really actually does anything? Still no. Okay, so we can knock these 3 off. Okay, so they're going to block the Soul Stinger for sure. Maybe. Yeah, they'll block it for sure, so they'll prevent 4, so either we'll kill this or this. So that's 4, and then they'll lose 1, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will get through, and they'll gain 5. So they'll go on 2, but we'll at least kill one of their creatures. So I think this is still worth it. Alright, this stupid lifelink creature is just making them die really, really, really slowly. It kind of makes me sad. And at this point, we're probably not going to be able to... I mean, we can probably... get Plague Belcher back next turn. That might be the better line than to doing something else. Anointer Priest. We can get back the other Anointer Priest, I believe. No, never mind. They're going to attack me for both. They're going to attack Liliana with both. Yeah, it's just block. So they're going to go up to 10, but then we can ping them for 8. They can throw another one on their Amit. So we can play those who serve. So there's nothing really that gets us out of this. We don't have a binding mummy or anything like that, so we can't tap anything. Because then we could just come close to winning right now. We can't plus. I mean, we can't ultimate either.
Death is ever present.
I mean, I think we got to just... I think the way we win this is we just keep chipping away at them at this point. Especially because if they just attack with their Ahmed again next turn, we can kill it or force them to use an Okedra's name. Put him down to 3. And again, they can gain 2 from bringing back the Anointer Priest, and then gain 5 for attacking with the Ahmed Eternal. Of course, now we have I have enough stuff to kill it if they do that. Like, we're like this close to killing this guy. We just can't get him down because he's got this freaking 5/4 with lifelink. And we didn't see any removal other than the inspiring strikes, unfortunately, or the impeccable timing. Those are the only removal spells we even saw in our pool. Yep. So again, we go down another zombie, and we can attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which would be lethal, which is why they would need to move someone back. Blighted Bat. Huh. Well, this should be fun. Let's see, can we do anything? Fuck, we milled over Liliana's Mastery. That could have been really good. Alright, let's get back to 5/4.
I brought back an old friend.
Alright, who do we give the... Oh, I guess we'll just put him on Plague Belcher. And then we'll just tap the Ahmed Eternal. And then I think we might win. Yes? Can we win now, opponent? Good game? Good game? Yeah, because they'll take they have to take a minimum of 4. They have to take a minimum of 5, actually. So they automatically lose because they don't have a lifelinker untapped. That binding mummy just saved our lives because otherwise this game would have gone on forever. I mean, we still probably would have... At the rate we were getting scarabs and zombies, we actually would have probably pulled ahead eventually, but like this actually just takes it. We just won. I'm going to give him the GGs, just so he knows. Good game. Woohoo! We win another one. That's 4. That's 4. We're 4-2 now. Ooh, we got a card. Riverwise Augur. So it's a 2/2 for 4. Whenever it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards and then put 2 cards from your hand on top. So Brainstorm. You pay 4, you get Brainstorm. That's the only way that works in non-legacy formats. Is if they make Brainstorm cost 4 and not be instant. Alright, so we got Magistrate Scepter as our rare. kind of a crappy rare in the sense that it just doesn't really fit in the modern metagame. All right, let's get back to our league. So we've already come out ahead. We've already come out ahead as to our entry fee. So let's do more. Let's see if we can get all the way to 7 wins. Jesus, it's just all it's all Ajani avatars tonight. And every Ajani avatar other than the one we just fought has had Approach of the Second Sun in their deck. So maybe this guy will as well, or this gal. Okay. So we're going to have to mulligan this because the only thing we can play from this hand is Inno Catcher's Name. We'd really have to rely on getting a Swamp eventually, which I don't think we want to go through again. Because we already went through that once today. I don't know if we want to go through that same thing again. Mirthful Centaur. Jeez, I can't speak tonight. Mirthful Centaur. Oh, what's with these hands tonight? It's just like, here's all the color. Here's a bunch of cards of one color, and here's a bunch of lands of another color. I mean, we're gonna keep it, I guess. For that scry's a land, and turns out it's the land we need. That's perfect. Come on, go down to 5. They also kept it on top. So we have to play a turn 2 Sacred Cat instead of a turn 1 Sacred Cat. That's okay, though. Oh, they're out Sacred Catting us. I don't know if we can stand for this. Sacred Cat versus Sacred Cat. Who's going to win? Chances are it's probably going to be Sacred Cat. Oh my god, it's a Mega Sacred Cat. It's going to attack for 2. With Vigilance, too. That's kind of brutal. All right, I guess it's time for Plague Belcher. We'll just kill the Sacred Cat, and then we can just bring it back next turn. And then in 2 turns, we got Liliana's Mastery, so I think we're in good shape. Provided they don't have a removal spell for Plague Belcher. Because they're Boros, and I'm scared of Boros, because they probably have, like, Lightning Strike or something. Once again, I don't remember if Lightning Strike was even in Amonkhet. It could have been. Ah, god damn it. I mean, let's just take the 4. I mean, it's not worth losing our Plague Belcher over that. Also, they could have probably just attacked with their soldier for free, and I probably wouldn't have blocked, but... Alright, so let's play the Soul Stinger. Just put the token, the -1/-1s on himself. So they can double block our Plague Belcher if they want. Miniature Show Shot. Alright, so that's Liliana's Mastery. And then we'll attack with the Plague Belcher. And they can triple block if they want and kill our Plague Belcher. But then we'll just wipe their board, and then we'll have these zombies and the Soul Stinger. And again, if we ever draw Liliana with Liliana's Mastery out, like, they're so toast. Here we go. They just played out all their whole hand. Ooh. Binding Mummy. That'll be useful. So maybe what we do, we don't attack this turn, but then we bring back Secret Cat next turn. And then we tap some of their stuff. And then we attack. Perfect. So let's bring back the Sacred Cat. And then tap the Crop Mate. And then attack with everything. And see how that goes. And they're going to have to do some serious blocking here, because that's a lot of damage. And if they want to kill Plague Belcher, they still have to double block it, essentially. And then if any of my creatures die, then they just get drained, which is awesome too. And they, in theory, could just double block my Binding Mummy, take it out of the game. So again, the Sure Shot will take out the Plague Belcher. Again, that's a pretty okay exchange with me. I think I'm okay with this. And let's see what else they got. And again, they can bring back the Anointer Priest and then whatever else they got in hand. And those are their plays. Of course, if we just draw any zombie next turn or Liliana, then we can just tap their stuff again. Ooh, they could bring back their Sure Shot if they want. All right, what do you got in your hand, opponent? Just F6. Come on, what do you got? Mirthful Centaur. Ooh, that's pretty good. Well, now I pretty much can't do anything. Well, that's not true. I can do stuff. So attack with the Soul Singer and attack with a token. Again, the Binding Mummies sort of are key to winning this game, so we shouldn't attack with it. So they'll kill the token. Nope. But this is actually somehow worse for them. Yeah, let's kill the Sacred Cat. So again, they bring back the Sacred Cat. They gain 1. We'll sacrifice this to gain 2. And again, if we get any zombie next turn, we can activate Binding Mummy and tap their cat token, attack for 6. We'll be able to block 1. I mean, Nest of Scarabs is a good start, I guess. Let's just attack for 2. I mean, they could have Invocatress Name, which could hose our plan here, but I don't think so. Alright, so bring back the Anointer Priest. God, if only we could stop just drawing lands, this game would be over so much quicker. And they could have a double red spell that could, like a removal spell to take out Binding Mummy, but probably not likely. Nope. Well, they survive another turn, provided we don't draw a zombie. Oh my god. Why, deck? Why are you only giving me lands? This makes me sad. So they have to block. But do they have a combat trick that keeps them alive? Or sorry, kills my mummy. Damage. End turn. Alright, what do you got, opponent? You gotta play something. Or this game's very much over. And GG's. We're up to 5 wins now with this crappy white-black zombie deck. And we ranked up. God, I need to play more draft. This is actually really fun. I just don't really like play draft too often, I guess, for whatever reason. I guess because a lot of times it just takes too long, but. So we got Zanza as our opponent. Now, again, we're still the only losses we've had in this whole run have been 2 decks with Approach of the Second Sun. So hopefully, as long as this is not a deck with Approach of the Second Sun, we probably have a good shot. So we can play Sacred Cat and Impeccable Timing and Lay Bare the Heart and Plague Belcher. So yeah, let's keep it. Oh my god, is this yet another white-black deck? Like, it's all like blue-white decks or white-black decks. I'm quickly discovering that that's what this format's all about. True Heart Duelist. So let's lay bare the heart, see what we're up against. Alright, whole bunch of counter spells. And A Temet. Okay. I mean, they'll probably, if I can bait them correctly, I can get them to use that counter before. Or what am I doing? They don't have 2 blue. We don't have to worry about this. And Plague Belcher. And then we can bring the Sacred Cat back as a zombie, which will then benefit from Liliana's Mastery. So I think we're in good shape. Of course, that's annoying. Bring back the Sacred Cat. And then we'll still be able to use this Plague Belcher, even though it's pacified. Again, another freaking Naga Oracle deck. That's been all the rage today. Although the last 2 decks again that played Naga Oracle also played Approach of the Second Sun. So let's play Liliana's Mastery. Get some more zombies. Exert. And if they wanna trade with my Spearmaster, I'm cool with that. And again, they can play in a Temet. But do they actually have creature tokens to take advantage of it? Let's wait 1 or 2 more turns. We just as easily draw Liliana or another Plague Belcher or another Impeccable Timing or something to sort of pad us, I guess. Or if they attack into me, I'm cool with that too. Nest of Scarabs works for me too. And they probably have... Done him another counter. Alright, so what are they going to attack? My Spearmaster? Okay, so they could kill my Plague Belcher, but they can't really kill much else. So let's just attack with the 3/3s, just all the 3/3s. We'll keep the Sacred Cat back because they can kill it with the Oracle. And if they want to trade, they can trade and get drained if they want. So order them like that. We'll just leave the Oracle alone. No. I was going to say, why would we... We'll just deal with 2 damage... 1 damage to that. That's fine. Yeah. There. We'll just assign damage like that. And we got 2 triggers now. So even though Plague Belcher isn't attacking on its own, it's helping the team. So they're embalming their duelist. Oh, perfect. Another Plague Belcher? Sweet. So we'll put the tokens on this Plague Belcher. Make them do some blocking. Again, they can kill our Sacred Cat. And they could chump the Spearmaster. It's just next turn they're really going to need creatures because the Plague Belcher has Menace. So, again, we'll just double trigger. Again, they'll need to use the Fanbearer on the Plague Belcher this turn. Which means we probably don't attack this turn. We'll just fan ourselves with this this Plains in our hand. Oh my god, it's all lands. Alright, you get a Fanbearer, one of our creatures? Yep. I mean, we still should keep attacking with our Spearmaster, since they can't really do anything about that anyways. Like, they'll just trade. And that's really all we should attack with. They could start packing with their Avon if they wanted to, but there's no reason to do that. And we could die because we just keep drawing lands. We need something else other than lands, deck. Like, okay, we got 22 cards left. And we have 10 lands. We've drawn 10 of our 15 lands so far. So there's gotta be some action waiting for us on top. Or we'll just literally just completely flood out. Because yeah, they'll probably just double block here and well, they'll just block here and here probably. Let's go for it anyways. Yep. Kind of figured that would be the case. But that sort of takes away their 2 flyers at least. And then drain for 1. Alright, we're going to lose this game if we don't draw action in the next couple turns. Like, they can reanimate an Avon, or they just got an Angle Ring. That's not good either. So cards we want. We want Dawn. We want Liliana. Binding Mummy's a good start. That way we can sort of get our engine going at some point. Yeah, we definitely need more creatures or we're not going to survive this. So they can then probably grab back and even initiate if they want. They're going to swing it at us for 4 or 7 if they use Temet. Yep. Take 7. And, okay, so Soul Stinger helps, but it's not a zombie. Ugh. And yeah, I guess we just got to give the good game because they're just going to, yeah, this game's over. Yeah, good game them. All right. And good game, opponent. You beat us. I really thought we were going to win that game. I really did. But yeah, like just drawing 4 straight lands there just killed us. Like we literally drew almost every land in our deck and didn't draw anything else, which again, just totally killed us there. So the good news is we finished 5-3. Which is a respectable record. We got 2 packs to open, so let's open them real quick before we go. Pack number 1 of Amonkhet, the format rotating next month. We got Dread Wanderer. Again, zombies didn't really take off the way we sort of thought it would with M19, but... And there we go, Harsh Mentor, a card that got a lot of hype, but just never really caught on. Like, we just never find a shell that actually work for it. So there we go. That's our draft. So that's going to be it for the stream for this evening. So thank you very much for hanging out tonight, for watching the stream. Again, if you're watching the VOD of this, like this video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, I'll be back tomorrow night at Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully Stormrage, the server that's just somehow just the most prone to crashing server on WoW at the moment, can stay active for a night. We'll be able to play some more World of Warcraft tomorrow. If not, we'll just come back to Magic the Gathering Arena and play that as well. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thanks for checking out our stuff. Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. That's right here. You can also find our website, game-moose.com, for all kinds of cool stuff. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. That's the word I was looking for, tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.